leave it on the whole.
I'll do it just for you, man. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, man. I just want you to
What's up,
teach me,
everybody? Sensei here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another live, and we have a legend in the house. Needs no introduction. One of the hardest working riders in EUC business, TRUB, aka Matt Burt. Thank you so much for taking your time out on this Friday, and I want to thank everyone else for taking time out on this holiday weekend and spending your night with us, morning, day, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. First of all, can we get a mic check? Mic check. Our mic's okay. If everyone can hear us.
Mikey's here.
All right. We got Mikey down here in the trenches, Green Master Mike.
Yep.
So, again, dude, you've been wrecking it. And I mean that in a good way. Just tearing through the racing, off-roading it, doing your thing. And love your content.
Oh, yeah.
But what we want to know is what makes you tick. How did you get into the whole EUC game?
Well, it's an interesting story, and I think that a lot of people in the community actually share it with me. I started off as an FPV pilot.
What? Really?
Yes, and I got a one wheel.
That is
I got
awesome.
a one wheel so that I could, a lot of us do this. We get a one wheel or another PEV, something we can just throw in the car. And then when we're out there chasing around our drone, because we crash, 100 times in a day or whatever.
That is something.
Yeah, so I got the one wheel for that. And I also wanted to use the one wheel to get on like trails and stuff and kind of extend my range, get out to spots where I can fly the drone, that are a little more secluded, scenic and stuff like that. And man, one day I saw on Instagram, Shibby hit a jump on the EUC and I was like, wait, what?
What is this?
Yeah, I can't do that on the one wheel.
That is awesome, dude. Isn't that something? Yeah. How when it clicks, it clicks. All right, so you were FPV pilot, had the one wheel. What was your first wheel? What was your first EUC you had?
First EUC was the RS-19 because that's what Shibby was riding. Actually, I think there was a little videos of him jumping the S22 and stuff, but I didn't. I think you couldn't get them for a couple months when I started looking at this stuff. So I got the RS-19 because that's what I knew he would like ride for, a year or whatever before the S22. And yeah, within like, I think 2 months, before 2 months, I blew my board. Just riding around on rocks, getting crazy, and I actually repaired that board myself. I took the MOSFETs off of another dead board that I found through Facebook. That's how I met Richard Salcedo. Either that or I was like commenting on Roger's video because he was riding some trails that I kind of wanted to ride too. And I wanted to link up with those guys. Roger and Richard were the first people I really met.
Okay.
Yeah, Roger's awesome, man.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get some shout outs here. We got people up in the queue. We got Spartacus. Spartacus, thank you. Always in the game with us every week. We have Ricardo. Ricardo, what's happening? One's only. Thank you so much for coming in. Good day. Dale is in the house.
Dale.
Electric Unicycle. And yeah, man, we're rocking out here with TRUB. Just trying to see what makes him tick in the EUC game. We've all seen his race footage, his jump footage. And dude, just making a name for yourself in the just in the industry, dude. Like I said, I'm a fan. I watch a ton of your videos. But I do have, okay, we're going to kind of leap forward a little bit, then we'll kind of slide back.
Cool.
I think you've had some of the best videos on the Apex, especially for NOSFET being a newer company, dude. You were running that wheel through its paces. And one of your newest videos, you're rocking the Fox DH-X2 shock. How does that make the wheel feel? Is it bringing it to your standards as far as the ride comfort? How is that working out for you?
So there's a couple things there. This morning, I actually noticed something a little bit upsetting about putting the DHX2 on there. There's a little bit of fitment issues that it didn't really seem like there was fitment issues before, but I think things move around just a little bit more. So if you have just like a hair of tolerance, that becomes, collision in actual practice. So I'm going to keep using that shock, but it's kind of getting scratched up, and want to let everybody know that you're gonna scratch your shock up if you put it on there. All the coils too, all the springs are getting scratched up.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I'm getting the wheel to where I like it, but it's like every step of the way, I'm finding these little things that I'm like, oh man, that's driving me nuts. But I mean,
Gotcha.
I'm trying to just not be hard on the wheel anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And just keep trying to make it as good as I can get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to be honest, I'm putting so much money into this thing, and I really sometime this weekend, I'm going to take the X-Way out, which is basically bone stock, except I just got new pedals for it, which has been kind of what I wanted to change before I rode it some more.
Right.
And I'm saying it right now. I'm going to go get a PR on the X-Way that's basically got a completely stock suspension system after going out and getting the PR with a, $900 put into the Apex.
Gotcha. Now, are you in direct contact with like Jack or anyone from NOSFET? Do they take your feedback, or how's that working out?
So when Marty gave me the demo wheel, I was in contact with Jack and stuff, but we didn't see eye to eye on a couple things. And it's just like, I think it was just better off for me to just stop going in the DMs and just, if we're going to say something, let's say it in front of everybody.
I got you. Yeah.
I was like, hey, we have a NOSFET Facebook group. We'll chat over there.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're giving feedback, you're giving constructive criticism to make it better in a sense. I mean,
I feel like I came up with like some good solutions, I thought too. And like, I was finding things that I thought were problems, and it was just like, no, you're the only one that thinks it's a problem. So it's not a problem.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Well, you offered your feedback, and it's up to them if they want to take it or not.
I changed a couple of things on my wheel. If you go back in my videos, you'll see some of the bolts and stuff that I'm talking about. If you change them from the thick cap head to like a soft button head, you actually make some more room for the wheel to travel up.
Nice. So we got a question here from Ricardo. What pedals did you add to the X-Way?
The Adam G pedals. He makes some pedals now that fit on there.
Yeah.
I wanted E-Ride pedals, but I'm just used to, and I kind of just like, it's like if you flew FPV drones, you don't want to change all your setup all the time. You just want to dial yourself in.
God, yep.
Get really used to a setup. So I try to make all my wheels feel basically identical.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, because like that's one thing I noticed too. Jumping from wheel to wheel, and if it's completely, it'll just throw your ride completely off, dude. It just throws it completely off. Get yourself hurt doing that too, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you throw your weight one way, and it's like.
It's like that NOSFET Aero, that those pedals that came with it, that everyone's like, oh, you got to add spike. I was talking to Rob from with Next Gen, the Wheel Good Times.
Yeah, right.
And I was wondering, because like if you see the way the attachment for the Aero is, I haven't really paid attention to the Apex because I didn't buy the Apex. I just bought the Aero, but the way it attaches, I figured maybe the Leaper Euc pedals would work on it, because that's what I got on the Master V4. And I tried the original Bigode pedals, even though they look cool. I like the Euc pedals. They're real light. I mean, they're light as a feather. Okay. And as long as
Clark pads Eucs,
yeah.
Yep.
Where you could change the little. It comes in different colors. Mine's all blue, like my jersey and stuff. But
you didn't have a problem with fitment, Mikey, with the Euc pedals? They fit.
No, it all comes like that from Clark. It comes like that.
Nice.
Okay.
It was like all like a racing setup that he did with the the C3 bio pads on it.
Okay.
A lot of people cut those pads and open them, but believe it or not, I like riding with them without even cutting them like that. I just put them real tight. I have skinny legs, so I mean, I fit in there fine.
You ride with a low top shoe?
Nah, man, I ride with boots.
And you could fit a boot in the.
Yeah, look, this is what I ride with, dude.
Huh. Yeah, I couldn't. I had to separate the bio pads to be able to fit my high tops in there. Yeah.
Really?
What's up, UC Vibes?
Vibes is in our house. We got Crazy IPEV. UC Vibes, what's happening, brother? Thank you for joining us. And we got another question.
UC Vibes.
A legend himself in here too, man. Love Vibes. So Ricardo, are you using the X-Way for off-road or trails and stuff and the NOSFET? Where are you using that or the X-Way or your wheels or your only wheels? I'm sorry.
I've got 3 wheels that I'm in love with right now, and it's my Lynx because it's just going to take a lot for me to, drop that wheel. And then the Apex, which I finally got to where I like it now. A lot of that I think was changing the shock, and then when I changed the shock out, I completely like cleaned and lubed. I did the full tear down of the suspension sliders and added the slick oleum in there and just try to do the best I could to make sure those things can slide well. And the X-Way is the 3rd wheel, and I only do one type of riding really, and it's mountain bike trails, typically black diamonds, and those 3 wheels are great. Like I've been like kind of on a roll of doing these time trials. If you've been watching the channel, and I can basically I bring out the wheel and I get a PR, and then I bring out the next wheel and I can get a PR. I can just keep breaking my times down no matter which wheel I'm on, if I'm on one of those 3 wheels.
Yeah. I was watching that when you're doing it against the X-Way, and you had the can't even think of the wheel, the Lynx. I was watching you go back and forth with that. That was actually pretty cool. I'm sorry, it was with the what's the other one? The Arrow, not the Arrow. I'm getting it dark.
The Apex and the X-Way,
yeah,
and then the Lynx I throw in there sometimes. Just
I got lots of data. I got a small question for you, Matt. So if you were to like teach somebody like off-roading, right? I don't know if you do or not, but let's say like a young kid, man, maybe 18-year-old kid, he's like, all right, I want to get into this. I'm going to try to be a pro. And you were like, you're going to buy a wheel. Are you in that mindset where like, oh, they should start off with like a little T4 or something like an Arrow or some small wheel? Or are you more in that, just start with the big boy. If you're going to get in this, you're going to get in this. What mindset do you have on that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with the RS19, I knew that, I just want to buy the wheel that I want to ride. And then, like I was saying earlier, with the not wanting to change stuff up too much, I just want to learn the wheel that I want to ride and then ride that wheel all the time. I'm trying with the time trials again. I'm trying to figure out which one of these wheels is the best so that I can commit to riding it all the time. But I just keep going back, and I can't say that any one of them is definitively better.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense. But no, I would recommend, for a kid, the weight might be a thing. If they're too light, don't get the crazy most high power 168 volt wheel. Get something that you can manage, but don't get like a M105 to learn on if you want to. If you want to do the gnarly stuff. If the M105 is not going to get you there, you're probably going to outroad in a week.
Right.
It's a fun wheel to have. We all want to have one just to, mess around in parking lots, take camping, stuff like that. But yeah.
That makes sense. All right, guys, guess who we got? We got Primo. Primo
is in the house.
And he says if we start talking about one wheels, he's out of here.
Well, what's up, bro? I have this because I rode a one wheel.
Oh, you busted your collarbone?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that was your last injury, right? Your collarbone?
Yeah, I mean, it's my only broken bone.
Jeez,
I wanted to, so I went to Let It Ride 2023, and it's more of a one-wheel event, and there was just like not too much for the EUCs to do. So I was like, I'm gonna get a one-wheel because we're always going to all these one-wheel events, and I want to like hang out with those dudes and learn the tricks they're doing and stuff like that. We're dropping off of like this 4-foot drop, and like
shit
on an EUC, you're just like, okay,
you're all good, yeah.
But you
not
see
on
the
that damn one wheel
do it, and it's like,
oh my god.
Yeah. So I started learning the one wheel. I had a stock XR. I had 30% battery left, and it just dropped me.
You just hit the patented nosedive.
Yeah, it just didn't beep or anything, or
dude,
it didn't have the haptic. It just dropped me, and I just didn't even see it coming, and just boom.
Laid you out, huh?
That's why I didn't race too much last year.
Okay. Okay.
I made it to amps, but I had to miss like all the early season.
All the other stuff. Wow. Yeah. Collarbones that's like the easiest. That's the most broken bone in the body too. Collarbone, man.
It just snapped.
Yeah, I broke mine too.
Wow.
What are you
Shit
doing?
sucks, man. I was riding a UC going like 5 miles per hour, being stupid.
Yeah, and just falling straight down.
That's the crazy part.
That's exactly what happened.
You don't even have to hit hard. You don't have to be going fast. You just hit it the right way. That thing snaps like a toothpick.
Yeah, my whole neck and everything went like this, dude. I literally felt like, wow, you know, and the lady jumps out the car, you dead? And I'm standing there. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. It's the same time when I had the cutout, man. It's crazy when I had that 61 mile per hour cutout. The ladies behind me, they jump out like, you all right? We need to call the ambulance. I'm like getting on the wheel. I'm like, I'm out of here. I ain't trying to get no ambulance.
Yeah. You said ambulance. I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah. I'm out of here.
That is nuts. Stan, what's happening, bro? So he's asking, is Bago dropping a 200 volt X-Way? Do you know anything about that?
I know of.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Stan. I think right now the voltage is.
We do know that they're going to come out with a 200 volt wheel, though. They've been teasing it.
They're teasing it, yeah.
The Malaysia event, we're going to see a 200 volt EUC.
Are you going? Are you going to go to Malaysia?
I'm not. I'm probably not going to be able to go.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna see the best riders in the world on a 200 volt EUC going head to head.
I want to go to that thing so bad, dude. It's so bad, man. Even from that ride, and I would like just to go, just to watch, man. I tell everybody, it's one thing to watch the videos. I mean, I ride, you know. I mean, again, I ride, and it's like you go there and you sit, you're like, damn. It's like. Yeah. When you see them going down the straight, man, it's just like the ground that they're covering. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's crazy.
And their cornering speed too.
Oh my goodness, dude! It's nuts. It's nuts.
I know Roger's going.
I want to see Spain. I hope the Spanish riders go.
Oh, dude, that's going to be
Linea.
That's a battle.
You got to see that matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, with them sliders, she's great on that, dude.
You see the new suit they just came out with?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Like a EUC.
Yeah. Remember, I speak Spanish, so I understand that guy, man. I watched his whole thing where he talked about it. I even hit him up. I'm like, I'm ordering one, man.
Who was that? Was that Psycho? Was it Psycho?
Lena?
Oh,
Lena.
Okay.
Lena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lena.
Yeah, he's with Psycho. He's with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I always see his video. This is another thing too. Hold on a second. Let's look at this next question here.
But you got Kevin Chen too, man. He's off the hook too, man. Over in China, right?
Mm-hmm. And he rides like stock pads and stuff. That's like
crazy.
Like it's like him and Shibby doing that stuff on like stock pads. It's like what are you guys doing?
I know, right? Yeah, it's crazy when you're looking at this stuff, man. It's just even you, like when you guys are jumping, it's just like, how do you guys just get the nerve to jump some of these gaps, man? I'm like, that's insane.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
I want to start stepping
my way up. Yeah.
I want to start stepping.
And then
like where I live is perfect, dude. Like out here in Tecate, it's all like rugged trails and stuff like that everywhere, man. And I'm like, I have all this at my access and I'm not doing it. You know, I don't be hitting this thing up. So, and I watched your jumps and I'm like, dude, that is so badass, dude.
Yeah. Me and Brent have been talking for a while about trying to do a video where, you know, we take like a 3-hour little session in the afternoon to find something that's kind of natural, form it into a jump, and then, you know, just show people like you can find just stuff and make a jump in like a little bit of time and just start sending it.
Right. Now, I have a question for you. What if someone's looking to get into jumping EUCs, what would be a good wheel to start out with without, you know, breaking the bank?
So I'm thinking of like, you might laugh, but I just sold a S22 for.
No, S22 is a good wheel for that.
Yeah, $900. So I would say that doesn't break the bank.
Mm-hmm.
It had a DVO shock on it. It was my wheel. It had a DVO shock on it, full pads, full fairings. I gave him like the stock pads off of some wheels that I don't use. So he got the whole setup for $900. He learned it in an afternoon. It was a guy that I was working with.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's the rest of the week, he was just sending me videos of him exploring the town and stuff. And
that is so cool.
There you go.
Doesn't that make you feel good? Yeah. That's awesome. And I tell
Mhm.
people, look at the used market. I mean, the last couple wheels that I've had, I've actually bought 3 really good used wheels, and you can save some money. And just make sure you know who you're buying from. You know, like a few years ago, you don't want to get a box full of paint cans. If anyone, if anyone,
Oh man,
remembers that, yeah,
has that happened?
yeah, it happened, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, gets the box and opens it up, man. It's a bunch of freaking paint cans, dude. Yeah, know who you're buying from, man. Don't get scammed out there.
dang.
Yeah.
And you can always reach out to like us, you know, certain riders out there. They'll give you tips and try to help you out, get something decent, man. But yeah, look at
Yeah.
ways to save money.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's always someone trying to hustle somebody though, Sensei. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
all the time, all the time,
All the
dude.
time.
All the
I
time.
remember in the Bay, they were selling the MacBook boxes like sealed, man. Like, yeah, I can't open it. It's brand new, man. You guys were buying them for $200, whatever. They're full of bricks and shit like
Yeah,
that.
dude. Get home, got
I'm
a
like,
box
man,
of
that's cold, man.
got an
That's
alley out
cold.
one here, dude.
Cold
Yeah,
pieces out there.
that's freaking crazy.
No, you know,
Ryan
it'd be
Hippie, what's
crazy.
up, bro?
You order one of these new wheels and you get an air wheel,
Oh, dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't get an
and
empty
it just says
shell.
the name of the wheel on the side that you wanted.
Yeah, dude, I would
Oh
be
yeah, it's the right box, the wrong wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crying Hippie, what's up, brother? Hold on. Oh, I fell behind here. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. And Matt, what would be like 3 tips that you would give any new rider looking to get into riding, whether it's off-road or street? I know you said you ride off-road more than anything else, but if you
Yeah.
just look, what tips would you give them? 3 decent tips.
I would just so like my thing is practice, and like if you can practice for like an hour every day, it's going to be better than practicing like 8 hours on Saturday and then not touching the wheel until next Saturday.
Thank you.
So if you can squeeze it in after dinner, just even if it's 30 minutes, something like that, the more that you can kind of like get that muscle memory trained, especially in the beginning, so that, riding the wheel eventually just becomes like walking. I think, if you just ride for an hour, do your stuff, get ready for bed, go to sleep, and then it's like your brain gets to download all that muscle memory and just lock it in.
That makes a lot of sense.
From there, I mean, like if you are going to start doing off-roading, I think the first thing you should do is get the curb hops, and then maybe like bonking up the curb, because you'll be fine when you're off-roading and everything's level and stuff. But then if you see a rock in the trail and you don't know what to do, where if you've done a bunch of curb hops, you just know, oh, I can hop up over this.
Hop up on it. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to practice that then too myself, actually.
Yeah, what I'm scared is jumping on them boulders, dude. How you just go from boulder to boulder, and I'm like, dude, he's doing this, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you can keep your speed, carrying your speed is always going to help you get through the rough stuff. It's a little bit scarier, but that's why I'm always also on a 20-inch wheel instead of like a 16-inch wheel or 14-inch rim wheel versus a 12-inch or whatever. I like to have that rolling. It bridges the gaps between rocks a little better, and it like tracks in a straight line a little better too. You almost just want to like monster truck through that stuff and just trust that the wheel is going to have the power to keep you turning through it, and that the suspension and everything.
So would a 22-inch tire be better then?
I have thought about it a lot. I think it would be, and I want to try it before I just say it's better and tell everyone it's going to be better. If you know Glendon, he's a guy out here in the LA area, and he actually built one. He took a Master Pro's motor and motherboard. Wow. He made his own frame. He used the Fast Ace shocks from a Lynx, and he made a 22-inch suspension wheel.
That is nice.
He says it's hard to tame though, and he has to work with the firmware of a Master Pro, and so firmware is really important. And he can't really get it to brake the way he wants to brake, so that he can brake and turn. But I mean, for rolling over rocks, that's why monster trucks have
those big tires.
Tires.
Yeah, trophy trucks, whatever. Once you get like a 40-inch tire, you can just roll over everything.
You see them going backwards and spinning on the side, and those are awesome. Those trucks.
But yeah,
So-
I mean, we also working with like little batteries and stuff. We gotta figure it out. I mean, 20 inches been able to handle everything I've thrown at it. And I think that this moving up a little bit in travel has helped a lot, I think, with being able to keep speed through really rough stuff. I'm talking like moving from the Lynx to the Apex or the X-Way. I don't know how, but I'm able to just keep up. Like I can get the same times on the Lynx, but it does feel a little bit more like it's a rough ride under you.
Okay.
Well, it's a thinner tire, isn't it?
Well, I put the same tire, but yeah, the rims are different. So I think I might change how the tire profile is. But I put a 241 on everything.
Okay.
That's a good tire.
Okay. Yeah, I've been hearing great things about the 241, or they say the 244.
And then, like I said, just don't
yeah.
change, and you'll probably get used to whatever that tire that you picked is.
Nice.
You'll probably fine. Yeah.
And so this is what we were talking before we actually went on tonight too. Ricardo says, I think both the Lynx and the Apex are similar. So is it tough to choose between those two? Which one would you say you like the best and why?
So, I mean, the Lynx, I don't have to touch. I can just grab it and go ride. The Apex, I have to service before every single ride, or, I risk creating more of a problem for myself and damaging the seals. You could really see when the seals are dry, it kind of makes these marks on the stanchions where you could see. And if you start to see a black mark on the stanchion, that means you're kind of losing some of that seal. It's getting friction.
It's rubbing off.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like being smeared on there.
That from happening. You just want to do whatever you can to stop that from happening. So I'm servicing it before every single ride.
Oh,
which
wow.
is a chore. It'll stop a lot of people from wanting to go out. And so I think the Lynx, you got to just pick your poison, really. The Lynx is just a no maintenance. I mean, you got to maintenance it eventually, but like I'll go 1,000 miles without touching it, really.
Jeez,
and that's like dirt miles. So
what do you think about the Extreme, Matt, the Bigote Extreme? What do you think about that thing? Do you ever use that thing at all?
I have one. I'm not super big fan of the
16-inch
wheels. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I let the homie Max Berger, I loaned it to him on a ride the other day, and he immediately was just like, "Whoa, this little wheel's like squirrely."
Zippy, huh?
Yeah. Once you get up to speed, though, it's just like
wobbly.
It doesn't track as straight as you want it to.
Yeah. I noticed because I picked up a Lynx, and as soon as I got on it, I was like, "Wait a second," because I actually had the video. I just took it out to this park, and I jumped on it, and I was like, "Wait, man!" I was like, this thing is comfortable, man. It's not, when you hear people talking about the Lynx, I'm saying it's not just talk. The best wheel that I've had, and the best wheel that I've ever ridden so far. I mean, I love the wheel, and it's stable, easy to ride. The suspension is freaking nice, man. And it's the first wheel that I can actually ride seated comfortable.
Yeah,
comfortable. I can't. It's like all the other wheels I've had, man. I've struggled riding seated because my legs are long, and this one, man, I can. I'm getting okay. I'm getting okay at riding seated. So I definitely, the Lynx is freaking awesome, man.
Dude, yeah, it's like the first wheel where you just don't really have to do anything, and the suspension really makes you feel like you're suspended. You're not like always topped out. You're not like clanking on the bottom all the time. You're sitting. You're just like really sitting
in a happy spot, man.
Yeah, just not really feeling anything, just floating around.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm finally getting the Apex there. The X-Way was super easy to dial in with that H to S adjuster. It's as long as you get that and your preload turns right, then it just feels amazing, like a Lynx, but with a deeper
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Stan is saying he's disappointed with the Extreme Bull Rocket weight. Why is it so heavy? Well, this is the thing with the wheel.
Because it's fast.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about that. I'm so glad we're talking about that wheel now.
This is the thing what people have to understand. When you add suspension to any wheel, the weight's going to go up. And then it being a 1,500 watt-hour battery, there's no way it's going to be able to compete with the weight of the Aero because you're adding weight. The only way they're going to be able to keep the weight down on these wheels, because people want range, they're going to have to come out with higher density batteries or lighter batteries and lighter motors, because that's where most of the weight comes from, is the motor and the batteries. But once you add that suspension, you're going to add at least 10 pounds to the wheel.
Yeah.
You know, so there's really no way around it. And the thing is,
You know,
it's 168 volt, man. That's
crazy. You can go. They're going 50 on it. They're going 50 on it. It's not the same class as.
No,
you're not going 50 on like a Falcon or an
I,
Arrow.
Look, I had the Commander Mini, right? And when I watched Marty's video, and I'm looking at the wheel, and I'm seeing it's basically the same wheel. Instead of going tall with it, they went wider with it, and just dropped a couple of pounds on it, and dropped about 15 miles per hour or 10 miles per hour. Because I've gone over 51 miles per hour on that Commander Mini, so I know that's what they should be able to do on this rocket, technically, right?
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and it's only like $200 cheaper. So I'm like, yeah, I would just get a Commander Mini. I hate saying it, but it's the truth. The rocket, I don't know. I don't know why they made it, man. Maybe they made it for shorter guys. I don't know.
The goad, right? Because like without the goad, we would not have, the
Extreme Bull.
Well, they pushed the envelope on us.
I guess I guess Extreme Bull's not the goad, but I see them the same a little bit sometimes. I get it mixed up. But yeah, it's like we have too many wheels coming out that are like, what exactly is this for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I can see how this could kind of replace this, but it's like this is almost too much like this. And then they just made this little change, and it's like it's kind of like with the 134 volt and the 168 volt X-Way. I'm just like, well, what was the X-Way supposed to be? Why didn't you just decide which voltage it was supposed to be? It's cool that there's all these options.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's cool that there's all these options, but at the same time, I just think that if they spent a little more time, they could refine things a little bit more,
fine-tune it,
know what this is supposed to be, and then
less cutouts.
We lost him.
I said that and it cut out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he'll be back. We'll get him back. Sorry, a little technical difficulty here.
Yeah, a little
Matt
difficulties.
Will be back after this commercial break.
No.
Oh man, my boy Brian, Bad Boy DePauli, what's happening?
Primo's here, man.
That's my boy from Pittsburgh.
Hey,
I've known him for
hey, what is Primo saying? The rocket is for small what?
Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me I'll find it. Where is it? Oh, it's way down. Oh man, I'm falling behind here. Okay, but Brian, what's happening, brother? Always a pleasure to have you in here. Yeah, I've known Brian for a very long time. Hold on a second. Where's that last comment that I had? Okay. I'm just going to skip down through.
Come back, Matt.
He'll be back. Okay, they're saying Bago's going to drop a 200-volt wheel. But how many people are really going to take advantage of 200 volts? Most riders aren't going to take advantage unless you're racing. You really don't.
I don't know, man. That sounds crazy, man. Why can't they? It's like what I was going to say right now when he was on right now. It's like, look, you had the 130 volt, 4-bolt Master V4, the Blitz, and the X-Way all almost at the exact same time come out. Almost all three of them. And what they did is, like I kept saying, and I stopped preaching it because it just got old on me, that the Master V4 was eliminated because it had more accessible parts, customizable parts. There's a bigger fan base for that wheel. And it's all about money. I believe some of these companies, it's all about money. And when they dropped the Blitz and the X-Way, and they're all 134 volt, all three wheels had similar firmware on them, off of the Master V4, the Blitz, and that 134 volt X-Way. So like they should have even made the 134 volt and just made the strict 168. And then the Blitz was just a dolled up Master V4, but it was $1,000 more. You remember that?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, okay, so if it's really about performance, they eliminated stuff that we could work on so that we have to just buy this newer stuff. That's how I see it. Just like the Master Pro got replaced by the Panther. That's going to get replaced by the Panther. You watch.
Yeah. Basically they're putting out wheels and stepping on their own toes at the same time, man. It's like
exactly.
Not even a month later. I mean, they did that with think about it, the MSP, and then they not even 6 months later they came out with the RS-19. And riders were like, "What? What are you?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" So
it's cool that the RS-19 is better, but then it's like you knew that the RS19 was coming when you were selling me this other wheel.
Yeah, that's the part that gets customers ticked off, man. Let us know what's going on. Yeah.
They got to do whatever they got to do to keep the doors open. And
Hey, you're going to Malaysia, Matt?
no, I don't think so.
No.
That's a lot of money, a lot of effort, and
Well, what's a ticket run back and forth for us from Cali, dude?
Well, like I'm trying to take off almost all of October so that I can do Camp Shred and Amped Electric Games, and so like I work on the person crew, and we're in a really specialized field. So if I'm not there, he really can't.
No, they need you.
It's hard to fill my position, and I took off almost all of last year for the collarbone injury, and then
so they're waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a good boy, for work, and that I've worked there for 15 years, so I try to keep them happy. They give me the time I need to go
That's
off.
good.
I don't want to take too much.
Right. You don't want to.
Well, you know what I had told Sensei is like I'm gonna hit Roger up because I'm cool with Roger. I'm gonna hit him up, drive up north. I don't know where we can go race, but if he approves me and he says, you know what, you got it, dude. I'm going to Malaysia, dude. And if he says no, then I'm gonna stay continental. I'm gonna stay in the U.S. until I'm ready, because that's, to me, it's a big commitment, and I'm not gonna just go unless I'm trying to win or something, man. I ain't trying to lose. You know what I mean?
I think if you're gonna go to something like that, you gotta just enjoy the whole experience.
That's it, man. You gotta go for the experience, dude.
It's gonna be a big experience, and you definitely want to go and put the best you got out there.
Exactly.
Sure. But
exactly. So if I went out there, I might have to go next year. You know what I mean? Or something. So I got to see what Roger says to me.
Yeah, that's like what my first year. I started riding in 2022, but and it was like I found out about Shredfest like the day before it was happening or something. But I was like, oh, I'm not gonna race like right now because I just started riding this thing like 2 months ago. But next year I'll go hard.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So
there you go.
2023 season, I had a whole year to actually learn how to ride this thing and have plenty of fun with it. Get the S22, get the Master, got proficient on both of those wheels, and then throughout those 2 wheels, picked which races they would be good for, and did pretty well.
Nice. Primo saying he's good chances he'll be in Malaysia. That'd be awesome to go, man. It would be.
If I could just say, looking back, so like I thought that work was going to call me back, or else I would have gone to China last year. I had the time off. I had the money to do it, and they just didn't have any work for me. So dang, I could have gone. I could have pulled that off, but it was kind of one of those things where I was just waiting every week for them to call me back to work. So I wasn't going to plan a trip a month ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time.
Okay.
But if I could just go and like not have to worry about work getting mad at me or anything like that, I'd go to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Dude, I already told my boss. I said I'm gonna see if I can go. So I want Sensei to go with me.
Dude, I'm just gonna call it, man. I'm gone. No one should even go. I'm gonna win anyway. Just save your money. Save your money,
dude. I feel Ilya got by the wheel at that off-road race. Dang.
Oh, right.
You guys saw that? The thing was just cutting out on him, and that's the one thing. That's the weird thing. It's like you're not gonna race on your wheel. You're going over there. You're just getting a random wheel.
That's the part
that if you don't buy a wheel, you're sharing a wheel.
Yeah. That would be rough.
Yeah, you got to buy a wheel. You got to buy a wheel.
Or you got to buy a wheel, and then you don't get it until 3 months after you get back home or something like that.
You can rent. I think you can rent them.
But if you rent them, you're sharing it with someone else, and you know how we are. We charge up after we go out on the track for 20 seconds. Come back in and charge up to full before we go back.
Keep it at 100. Keep it at 100.
It's not going to happen if you're sharing a wheel all day with other people.
Wow. So Crying Neighbor says double fracture my scapula. Scapular fractures are rare.
Ooh.
Counting for less than 1% of all fractures and only 3% to the. Yeah, dude, that would be Yeah. You don't hear a lot of people breaking a scapula. That's true.
Rough one. What did James Darnell broke? What is this? A humerus? I'm not a doctor or anything, but
your humerus is up here.
Yeah, ain't no laying down on your back for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the worst part about breaking the collarbone, was just like not being able to lay down to go to sleep.
Yeah.
That would suck.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of fear of going fast after that for about a month, dude.
Oh, dude, he'll get
It
you,
was
man.
61 miles per hour. Kind of freaked me out after that, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this, mate. Because I'm 50 years old, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not built like you. How old are you, Matt?
34.
Yeah, you're at your prime, dude. You're at that juicy state. I'm like dry bones, dude.
You
know what I mean?
Hit his prime yet? He ain't gonna hit his prime until he's
like just 40, getting in the beginning of it. Isn't it 35 to 45 or something like that?
That's what they say.
I don't know, man. I felt
10
a little
years,
bit better
man.
when
Enjoy
I was 25.
Yeah, I smashed the like button every week. Like I said, man, this is awesome. Matt's here on a holiday weekend. Again, I appreciate everyone coming here on this holiday weekend. And
yeah, man. Hey, tomorrow I'm going on like a full on like bike group ride.
Nice.
like a mountain biking downhill group ride.
That is cool, man.
Yeah, I saw one of the local bike shops is having a ride, and I was like, oh, I haven't ridden that trail in a long time. And that's cool. Actually the first trail I ever rode my mountain bike on back in the days, like 15 years ago or whatever. And I was like, can I come? I mean, I technically have a motor, so I know some of you guys don't want that. And they're like, no, dude, come on, that's sick. Yeah, you're gonna try to ride with us on that thing?
I think now it's like starting to get accepted. You remember how before, like with snowboards, ski resorts didn't want snowboard. Like when I started snowboarding, we would have to call and check to see if they would even let snowboards on a mountain. Dang. So now it's like they would, yeah, dude, they wouldn't let snowboards on. Skiers hated snowboarders at one point.
That's crazy, man.
Knuckle draggers.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe because you guys carve the snow, and the guy that's skiing is just, I don't know. They both carve, don't they?
That is what they'll say, but dude, it doesn't matter. You can control yourself.
They're just being Karens,
or you can lose control on either one. Yeah,
it's almost like I know I'm probably gonna get flack for this. Like the Lance Armstrong wannabes on their freaking road bikes. Like we don't belong on the road. They get ticked off, man. You're not supposed. Man, mind your business and just keep moving.
But the guys that are doing the jumps and the gnarly stuff, they just see it as like, oh, dude, that's sick. You're gonna get some air on that thing.
That's awesome. It's
like the road bikers maybe, and like the cross country bikers that don't do the gnarly rocky trails. Like they're a little different.
Are you videoing this, Matt?
Give us freaking flack.
Yeah. Are you gonna wear a camera? Are you gonna wear a camera on the ride?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I'll watch that.
I got so much footage I'm sitting on. It's crazy. I maybe put out like one video a week.
That's solid, though.
Good. I record like 3 videos worth of content in a week. It's hard to pick which ones are going to go out sometimes.
Yeah, true. Well, Ricardo Sensei, you're on a high with the links. That wheel, dude. The wheel is on. My thing with me and the links. I'm a cruise rider, so I'm not going to really push the performance to the level like what Matt would do, or one of the other, even Mikey probably.
What's the top speed on that thing, anyways?
I don't know. I think it can do 60, maybe 55, 60. I
think people are doing 60 on the links. I don't.
I'm not going to hit that, but the wheel is awesome. Like I said, I'll push it hard when I go to the Wheel Life Rally. I'm going to that'll be the hardest I'll push it like probably all year. But the wheel is phenomenal. I like it a lot.
And you got an off-road tire on it, right?
Yeah, it has the Kenda 262 on it. It's not as good as from what I'm hearing is the 241 or 244, but I'm used to the Kenda.
Yeah.
I'm used to it because I had it on my Sherman. I had it on my RS. That's what's on my RS. So I'm just going to leave that on it for now.
I remember the first time I ever tried a 241 was still back in the RS days, and I had the Kenda 262. I'd kind of known Kenda from my mountain biking days, so I was like, oh, I know that brand. I'll get the Kenda 262. I thought it was like the exact same. I hopped on someone's wheel that was the same wheel, but with the 241 on, and I was like, oh my God, I can turn this thing so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. And once you get used to it, though, maybe it's just your thing. Everyone has a different way they lean the wheel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dan wants to know, what's your PSI that you're running
40.
off? 40?
Sometimes now it was like 40 on the links, and then like I don't know. Sometimes just in my head I do weird things. I've
And
dropped
how
it
much
to
do
like
you weigh,
39,
man?
38 on the Expo Index. I weigh 155 to 160 without gear.
Okay.
You know, throughout the day fluctuates. With gear, you know, it's probably another 10, 15 pounds for sure.
Crying at 50. I don't know if you're talking about 50 as far as age or
PSI?
PSI. PSI, I don't know, man. You be
Well,
riding on like a hard basketball, dude. You be bouncing.
it almost, yeah, it's like sometimes you'll feel like, oh man, I almost don't have suspension. And it's like, yeah, your PSI is like really hard sometimes. So,
Yeah.
You know,
even just
I,
dropping
I,
like
I
1 pound, you'll feel it.
I had heard that like off-road guys liked riding with low pressure for off-roading, kind of like
So,
you would with a Jeep. You know, you do
oh, for
pressure
sure.
down when you go off-roading. You know.
I totally understand, but the problem is where I ride, if you have low PSI and you hit a rock,
You pop it.
you just don't even, the tire's nothing. It just goes right through the tire and that air and just
Bends your rim.
Oh, you're just banging a rim out. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. So the 40 PSI is to protect your rim. That's
Okay.
the reason that we run it. And so I've
Okay.
dropped it down by 1 PSI to like 39 and then 1 PSI to like 38. And like, I think the suspension kind of helps to protect the rim a little bit because it moves out of the way a little bit more. So I'm able to drop my PSI, which helps with traction a lot. And then just the suspension being more travel and being more compliant helps with traction as well.
Gotcha. Devo, what's up, brother? Welcome.
Devo's in the house.
Devo is in the house, has entered the building. Giving the shout outs. And so you said, do you ride? And I know I see you riding a lot of trails. That's what most of your videos are. You ride street at all? It's just primarily trails, man.
On a whim, sometimes I'll ride street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if I just have, I don't know, just there's a little trail that I'll do, or not a trail, but like a little run that I'll do around through here where there's not very many cars. I hate being around cars on a wheel.
Yeah, dude, it sucks, man. It does.
I love Intro to Speeds, and I love like Apple Valley Speedway. I go to those.
Nice.
Tef1, that was fucking epic.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, I think Tef1's the one in coming to Jersey next week, I believe.
Okay.
Next Saturday. It's Tef1.
We did the one out here, and they had it in like Winchester, which is like 20 minutes from my house.
Good stuff.
That last year.
Yeah,
that was the first time done, right? There.
That was so nice.
First American one. I think the very first one was the Canada one with Albert. Yeah.
I know I was looking at Johnny Go Vroom put a video out, and this woman in that freaking truck was you just have to watch the video, and it's just ridiculous, man. With vehicles, it's like they feel like they own the road, man. It's like we don't belong out here. We are allowed to ride. And I know when I got hit a few years back by that SUV, and one of the witnesses was like, well, maybe you should be riding on the sidewalk. I'm like, no, I'm allowed to ride on the road. And cops did the same thing. He's like, no, he's allowed on the road. He is allowed to ride on the road.
Yeah, people are crazy, huh, dude?
What kind of hit was it? Did they just come over into you while you were riding? Came into your lane?
Nah, they were at I was heading north on this road, right? And they were at a stop sign. And I'm looking at them the whole time. And I'm like, okay, I got the right of way. So I turned to make sure no one was coming across the other side. And I looked, dude, as soon as I looked over to my left, full Fast and Furious, jumped the stop sign, man. And so I started running at an angle, trying to get away. And I said, I got to take the hit. There was no way I was going to get away. And it just plowed me on, bang, jumped the stop sign. And the thing is, I don't think the driver saw me because the windows were all tinted up and everything. And but
you don't think it was intentional?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah, because he's the person stayed and everything, and I don't think it wasn't that he just didn't see me. He didn't see me. They don't look, dude. They don't look for cyclists. They don't look for bikers. You know, they just people drive, with their heads down on their phones and everything. And they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention.
And they're not aware of like somebody like us. A bicycle's not going to be going our speed. There's nothing really our speed that is as small as us. We're such a small little footprint for them to see. but we can be going 45 miles an hour. And it's like,
Yeah.
if they see a bike back there, they think they have plenty of time, but they see us, they glance back there, they see us, and they think they have time, but we're going to be right there in a second.
Right there.
They don't know that, though.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even now, when I come home, I pay attention. If there's like too much traffic, I won't go out and ride at the time. Like, I've been doing a lot of night rides when there's like hardly no cars even on the road.
That's the best.
I just don't like dealing with the cars. I'm like a ghost, you know? I don't have to worry about anybody messing with
me. I like the morning.
Early morning's
like
good too.
Dawn.
Early morning's good too.
Nobody out, and it feels like it's just a playground.
Yep.
Yeah. You can hear. You could hear if somebody's coming up on the street. You know, from way down there, and you're like, okay, someone's around.
Yeah. You can hear all the squeaks in the tire and everything, the pedals, and you can hear it all.
So Ricardo's asking, what about the X? I guess he's trying to say the X-Way. Does that ride better than the Lynx for your riding terrain?
So it's just, I think 130, I think the X-Way is like more like 125. But it's like, I think that's like a sweet spot. When I was trying the Apex at 150 millimeters, I felt like it was just like a little, it just felt weird. I think having it at like 130 millimeters is, or 120, 130, somewhere in that range is like pretty ideal. The Lynx having the shorter amount of travel, it just, you do feel less of like a buttery ride when you're going through that chunk and stuff. With that increased travel, it just gives you a little bit more room to move before you're hitting that that rebound and coming out of it and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it just kind of numbs out the harshness on these rock hits so that you can just almost not even feel them and just track in a straight line and carry your speed.
Good stuff, man. Primo says he went toe-to-toe with the Lynx in Toronto on his OG Commander. That's
hey, like a non-suspension one?
Yeah, the first Commander, dude.
Yeah.
The one that used to overheat.
Yeah, I've seen. I went on a group ride one time and there was one of those wheels. I think Adam was actually on it, and they all knew what to do though. They were like, "Oh, we got to take like the shell off and shove a stick in there."
Really?
So that it had airflow. But they already all knew. As soon as this wheel overheated, they all just knew what to do immediately. So and I was just like, what?
That was Marty. Remember Marty put the two big holes like in the front?
Yeah.
The little vents.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He put the ram air. So he was the first one to put a ram air system on a freaking unicycle, dude. That was the best.
So do you on your compression and your rebound, you like hard compression, soft compression, and fast rebound? How do you like your setup?
So I want my I don't want like a really choked out compression. I want to feel like I'm using a lot of the travel, especially like we were talking about earlier with like if I see a rock and I want to hop up over that rock or something like that. If it's too much compression, I'm not going to be able to get into the travel enough to come back out of the travel. When I had the Lynx and I had the 70-pound springs, that's what I got originally. And I couldn't, all my might, I couldn't push it. It was too much compression, even though that's really just the spring rate. But you could get the same sort of feeling if you had too much compression restricting you from being able to get down to be able to rebound out. So you don't want such an open compression that you're slamming the bottom, but you don't want it so much that you feel like you can't get a good squishy feeling.
Gotcha. Wow.
And then the rebound is kind of the same thing. I like a really fast rebound. Sort of in my head, I think the faster that you're going, the faster rebound you need, because it's like if you have 4 rocks right here, you hit the first rock, and then your wheel doesn't rebound fast enough for you to hit the second rock, you're going into it with like half of your travel. So you need to be able to hit this rock and then have the wheel rebound out to where you have enough travel extended out of the wheel.
Or as much as possible, right?
Yeah. And so if your rebound's too slow, it's kind of called like stacking. Like each hit kind of stacks until you're
starts compressed down.
Bottom. Yeah, you're almost at the bottom of your travel and then bottoming out when you hit the next.
So let's just say example, if you're going downstairs that would be a good example, right? Because you're going downstairs, it starts compressing. By the time you get to that bottom stair, you're feeling it.
Yeah, you would hit that first stair and you would compress, and if your rebound wasn't fast enough, you would only be at like half of your travel, and then you'd hit the next stair and you would bottom out probably, right? And then if you didn't bottom out on that stair, you'd probably bottom out on the next stair. And then when you bottom out, it like almost wants to buck you sometimes. Sometimes people think that they have too fast of rebound and they're getting like a pogo. But it's just, if you bottom out, like it's like doing a bonk with a non-suspension wheel. You're gonna get bucked. Yeah, it's gonna feel like a stick. So
they go flying.
Couple things to think about. Yeah, suspensions. There's so many things going on.
Yeah, because I got that DS200 shock, and it has both adjustments, and I really just pump it up, man, and I don't mess with it too much. But I've been wanting to mess with it, and I've been like, how should I set it up? Like, so that gives me a good reference.
I would say start with all the way open on both, really. Maybe close it like one click or one turn. Sometimes, because it's like it's an actual mechanical thing, you know, like a needle or something. And sometimes when they're closed all the way or opened all the way, they're actually like pushing or pulling on the mechanism a little bit. So you want to just kind of relax it a little bit. So yeah, I never run anything at like the fully open positions. I'll turn it just a little bit in. But yeah, and then if you're at full open, you feel like you're just maybe bobbing around too much. You want to sit higher in the travel, then increase your compression, and you should be sitting higher in the travel. And then if you feel like it's just too rowdy whenever you hit a bump and it is just pogoing you like crazy, start to close that rebound down. Yeah,
that's awesome. Too rowdy.
Okay.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I gotta adjust that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Devo, I think a lot of people are kind of like having mixed feelings on the weight of the Rocket. But even when they announced that wheel and they showed the specs, I knew it was going to be a heavier wheel. It's just what it is, man. It's
just a mini. Slower mini, lighter mini. That's all it is. Yeah, it's the same motor. It's the same size tire and everything. It's the exact same motor and size tire, dude. Exact, dude. It's that C40 motor.
We need a comeback of like the King Song style non-suspension, you know, like the S18s or whatever.
The 18XL or something.
Yes, I never had one of those, but like, dude, those are sick. Like they just
the 18XL was a good wheel. I had one.
I love that wheel too.
It's not really
it's a cruiser
wheel, but for
it's a cruiser.
The everyday person that's not doing some kind of crazy stuff on it, like that's an EUC, you know, just to run around with.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like they don't want to make those anymore.
No, they don't want to make them.
Have you had a chance to ride the Aero, dude? It
looks like they could take a car crash or something. No, I haven't.
No,
I haven't had a chance to ride the Aero yet. I've got the.
Yeah, I can't wait to get mine, man. I'm like, like the ports, they were messing with these guys, man, or whatever, man, because they were supposed to get them since last Monday, and then they gave them to them on Friday, so they had to, or Thursday, and they had pickup on Friday, and then they're sending wheels out already, I think, Monday or Tuesday because of Memorial Day. But yeah, I'll get it next week. But it would have been nice to have because I got 4 days off, dude. It would have been perfect, dude. Yeah.
Hippie's, I don't know if he's asking what's quicker off the line. I guess he's saying Lynx is quicker on takeoff from torque than but I would think the X-Way has more as a quicker takeoff. My opinion, I would think.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I'm not like a great off the line guy. I'm not good at starting these races sometimes.
I don't know. The Lynx is fast, man, but I don't know.
Because everyone always seems to talk about the torque of that X-Way, man. It's just like they say, the thing is a darn torque.
Yeah, the X-Way is like
maybe
a
the
rocket.
168. But I've been hearing the 134 doesn't have enough torque for.
No, it's the 168 volt one.
Yeah,
I have the 134 volt, and that's what I like. But
yeah, I like that. I'm happy with my 134 volt.
I just want to get up the hill, and then I want to shred down the hill. So
I mean, what's your highest speed when you're going full force, dude? Like what, 30, 35?
So the test track that I have, Overdrive, that's like an actual Black Diamond downhill trail that that I've been doing all my testing on, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, see what I mean? See that
I
T4,
don't
I'm telling you,
need
Sensei,
crazy speed.
perfect for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with the T4.
Nah, T4 is a small wheel. I don't like those small
you
wheels.
don't like the 16s, but
Nope.
the
Oh,
Rocket,
that's right.
the Rocket even being 1500 watt hour. Of course, you're going to have 168 volt, but it weighs just as much. You know, it weighs that T4 is 70 pounds. I have one over there at 70 pounds. It's not heavy, but it's not light. You know,
Is the Rocket even smaller of a diameter though?
No, dude. It's the same
The
thing as the
12-inch
Mini,
rim?
just wider. Yeah, it's the
12-inch rim.
same rim, same tire, same motor.
Why has a 90/90? I think on it. It has a wide tire. It has a beefy.
Yeah, you could put one of those on the Mini.
Yeah, it's a wider
Yep.
tire on there.
It's the exact same motor and everything. It's just like I said, it's wider but shorter. And I'm thinking,
shorter. It is. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, and I hate saying it, but it's maybe for a short leg guy, you know, because you know these long leg guys on the Mini, they can fit good. But I forgot who was testing it, and it was like, dude, it's so short, like it doesn't even reach my knee, dude. So it's like it's hard to
just like how small can we make like such a performance, like how much power can we pack into such a small thing?
Yeah,
that is true.
They made a little lunchbox that goes 50 miles an hour.
It is, dude. And
it don't go 50 miles per hour, dude. It only goes like 45.
I've seen someone, wheel speed. I've only seen the wheel speed.
Yeah.
He was going
I think it's 45, dude.
That's still.
I might be wrong. You might be right.
I just saw them talking about it. I just trusted them.
But it's again. You would think that they would make if they're going to make it so it sits higher up on your leg. You know.
Well,
so
it is taller.
No,
it is higher. The pedals are higher too. The pedals are higher.
I'm not talking about the pedals. I'm talking about the actual unit itself. When it sits higher up on your leg, you have more control. You're not going to wobble out as easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have that, it's like
exactly
when you get on one of the M10-4s, it's a little ankle buster. That's why it's like you're all over the place. They should have made it taller.
Taller is always better.
An M10 Mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't like ride it with 1 foot for a second. You gotta just hop on it. It's like it's digging into your ankle if you try to ride it with 1 foot for a second.
Yeah.
Well, you know that the Arrow, when I bought it, right? So there was contenders. These were the contenders, dude. It was the Falcon, the A2, believe it or not, the M10 5 Plus, the new one, and what did I say? The Arrow, the Falcon, the M10 5, and the Rocket, right? And so the Rocket, the price is like $800 or $700 more than the Arrow. It's a little faster, but I'm like, if I'm gonna get that, it's kind of heavier, you know, and I needed something small. I looked at the M10-5 and it's pretty cheap. You can get them from like $1,200, $1,300, and it's zippy, but it's wobbly. It's super small. And then the A2, they should have made that wheel faster, man. Like if the A2 could go 30, 35, they'd sell it out. They'd sell it out big time. And they sold a lot of units. And they sold a lot of units because of the waterproofing, you know, because it's all steel. It's all steel too. So it was a great wheel. And I thought about it for a long time because I'm not a rich dude. And I'm like, those were the 4 I could buy. So I looked at it, and the Arrow, to me, literally, out of all the little wheels, if anyone's looking for a little wheel, the Arrow is like the #1 mini wheel of the decade, and EUCs that just came out. They knocked it out of the park with the Arrow. I don't know so much the Apex, but the Arrow, it's like they're on fire with it, dude. Every single person that's rode it, Kuji, everyone that's rode it, dude, it's just like they can't say nothing bad about the wheel.
Right.
Well, there's a lot with a lot of reviewers, but
I know they all beat me, dude. I didn't get mine in time.
Have you heard the Arrow when people are riding it? Like, what is that noise?
Oh, so you think that Oh, I see what he's saying. I wasn't even thinking.
You heard
I don't know.
Like, what is that noise?
Something, right? I don't know. I know I'm gonna take it apart and check everything because I do that with all my wheels. Because even the Begode wheels, man, I know you took a wheel apart and you're like, okay, why is that screw so fucking loose? Like
every Begode wheel.
Every wheel. You get into wheels, you got to maintain your stuff, you know.
Yeah. Ricardo's
Even
saying,
my links,
sorry.
I had a stripped motorbolt
Oh,
On the
really?
links?
Okay.
from the factory. Yep.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Did
So
they
my
now? How
links
did you?
only has 7 out of the 8 motor bolts or
Oh, so
whatever.
you
Yeah.
ride with one. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I got
Well,
yeah,
good
I'm
to
gonna have
know.
to get this one checked out too. Ricardo's saying with the rocket being so heavy, might as well go with the Pat Ness all day. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that nest looks like the one.
I heard
Yeah,
a
it's
few
like
people saying
it's
that.
little, but if it's so heavy, it's like, is it really like a little practical, like throw it in the back of the trunk kind of
Well,
thing?
you
It's
know,
the
I was a big 16x3 fan, dude. I got like 11 different tires, okay? Because I used to ride the V12, and the V12 I rode it 42 miles per hour. You know, and I loved it because of the speakers, dude. I love music. That's something that I wish all wheels would put cool speakers, real loud speakers. You know, and I know this is gonna like be like, oh damn, there goes the Mexican in them. But I keep telling them, I want chrome rims on these things, man. Why can't you throw some chrome ones on there, man?
get them,
You
get
know what
your
I mean?
wheels, get them
So
dipped,
when I show
man.
up with my boys, they're like, damn, you're blinging and you're knocking. You know what I mean?
That is
Yeah.
funny. Oh, Primo, you're funny, dude. The rockets for small mofos like me.
The F18 though, the F18 behind you there.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited for that wheel to come
I'm
out.
trying to. Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
want to see King Song get a home run, man. I want to see him get a home run. They deserve it, man.
I don't know who the F22 was for.
I know you say that, Sensei, but honestly, with this tariff crap and all that's happening, there's going to be some casualties, man. And I think the F-18 it's kind of like their last attempt, man. And if they don't make it with this, I don't
think
know
they'll
what's
be
going to
okay.
happen to Kingston, dude. Because the
Who was it that,
F-22 was bad, dude. It went bad.
I mean,
They made us wait a year for it, and then it comes out, and it's not even competitive with its rivals.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends if you know what you're getting a wheel for. You know, if you want it for range, if you want a cruiser wheel, that's what the F22 is. It's a cruiser wheel.
What's the little Asian guy that's on the East Coast out there, Sensei? What's his name? The Asian guy that takes the wheels apart and does reviews.
Oh,
Wears
Tep
glasses.
Rides.
Yeah,
Tim.
he wrote it, man, and that guy's a good writer, man.
He's a
And he's
phenomenal
like, dude,
rider.
I had to completely put all my effort to go forward. I don't want a wheel
that
like
was
that.
the F22 though. That's too heavy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. I don't know why they made that thing.
Yeah, so the F-22 to me, it went bunk. So
Yeah,
the
I think
F-18 better be kicking butt, dude, if they're gonna stay in business. You know what I mean?
right.
Because if not, I don't know if they can take another hit.
I think the F22, I would say, like, I have to borrow Brother Cobra's line, is a big boy. It's I think for bigger riders. If you want to get the, people were beeping it out at what, 45, 46 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude.
But you really have to have, I think, some weight to push behind that thing to get it moving. You know, it's not really.
Yeah, but
good for smaller riders.
45 miles is not that fast, man. If you're into speed, that's like standard right there.
No.
The
I'm
rocket
not
goes that
saying
fast.
that. I'm saying as far as like for you to get it going, it'd be better for a person that has some weight behind them to push it.
Right.
Yeah.
But look at the price on it, and then let's look at the price on something that's its rival. It's
no, I'm not going to drop unless you get a mega deal on that thing.
I was surprised that Duff got that, and I think he got it because he's a big, tall dude, and it's a big wheel, and I've seen him riding on it, and it's like, okay, he likes it, but I'm not like, damn, I gotta have that. Like
Duff
that
is
Lynx.
6'3"? I think Duff is 6'3", right?
Yeah, I don't regret it, and I do regret it. This is my mind, and Dale knows, man. Because when I bought my Master V4, I was on the fence between the Lynx and the Master V4. But I like speed, and I liked how Clark did the setup on it, and it looks badass, dude. So I'm like, all right, and I went with it, and I don't regret it because I can hit really high speeds and all that. But then I do regret it a little bit because I do a lot of maintenance on it, and then I hear all these people like, oh, the Lynx, it's the wheel. And Dale's just like, there's no other better wheel for Dale. And I'm sure, look at what you said. Like, that's the best wheel you ever rode. So, when I hear that, I'm like, damn, should I have gotten the Lynx?
As soon as you don't need the absolute top speed, it kind of frees up your, you're able to focus on other things. Like, is the weight that I want? Is the suspension moving the way that I like it to move? And so, luckily for me, I don't have to go, like I said, over 30 miles an hour on most of my trails. So it's great for me that I only have to focus on suspension and not having like the most power that's available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm the same way. Like the power on the links is all overhead for me. Like I said,
Yep.
I normally cap myself on the road at like 35. I really don't need to go any faster than that. That way I don't have a spotlight on me when I'm riding. You know what I mean? The speed limits around my area are 25 and maybe max out at 35. And I try to stay below that. That way cops aren't messing with me. People aren't, because that's that whole type of thing. But if you're in an area where you need the speed, then that's one thing. Then you have it if you need it, but I normally don't need to use all the performance.
Yep. Yeah, you just got to pick your priorities.
Yeah, I like speed. I'm a speed guy. I mean, I ride solo, so it's not like I got to wait for somebody to keep up with me. So most of the time I just ride, and then Mexican cops, dude, they pull you over. I'm like, here's $20. I swear. I've done it more than once, dude. Later, I'm out. I'm still riding. They see me blast out.
Funny,
and I blast out in front of them, dude. I lose their money. See you.
That's hilarious.
And I'll tell you what, man. I'm telling you, I gotta get a hold of Mario. I want to do like figure out how I can do like a race here, and TJ. Because San Diego and TJ are literally touching. There's just an imaginary government line there separating it. But like most of the people that are in San Diego and TJ, it's the same damn people, dude. So it's like, I see a lot of people go to San Diego and do all their healthcare, dental, and all that. Go out to eat there, and I'm like, okay, well, they can come for that, and they ride EUCs. Why don't I get a race set up over here? And it's a lot more easier, more accessible. I can probably get a lot bigger scene with lights, everything, and all that. A lot cheaper than I can do it in the U.S.
Were you gonna go to the one in Paris, the race in Paris? It was gonna be last weekend, I think.
Oh,
did you hear about it?
I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, Paris is close to me too.
Yeah, and Intro to Speed, they were gonna do a race there every month.
Paris is the city,
Paris, I guess. Yeah,
in California.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear about that. Yeah, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, it's going to be called like the Legends series or something, and so they're gonna do it in June now. We actually I think we needed to get like 30 racers signed up, and we didn't actually get the full 30 racers. So
who's doing that, Seth?
Combine it. No, it's Intro to Speed. So like I think Estelia,
Mario and them.
Beard. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. It's going to be called the Legends, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hit me up, man. I want to support. I'll support.
That's awesome. If you're in like the San Diego Intro to Speed group, they should have information on it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got Bones in the house. What's happening, Bones?
Fresh Bones.
Bones getting I think we got Willie Brady who's in here. I'm sorry I fell behind again, and we have Seth in the house. Seth is up in here.
You ride life.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait for AMP this year.
It's in October, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to take off like most of October. I think 3 or 4 weeks.
Willie I got Brady, a thing from Seth already on it. That's pretty cool, man.
We got Willie Brady here too.
Yo,
what's happening, bro? All right, let me try to jump back, guys. I'm so sorry. The conversation is so good.
Lucifer's here too, man.
Oh, he's in there too? Dang.
Yeah.
We got everybody packing in the house.
That's good. It's all Matt, man. I mean, Matt's the man, dude.
Matt is like a magnet bringing out everybody, man.
Yeah, I know, man. He made me want to start off-roading, dude. I'm telling you. I've watched a lot of guys like Chance was another guy I liked watching. Chance.
I miss him.
You talk to Chance at all, Matt?
No, I think Zach might. I think Chance got busy with work and a girlfriend and all this stuff.
Oh, I thought he got hurt or something like that. I had heard.
I don't think so. He's just living life.
Good for him.
Yeah, I remember the last time I watched Chance, he was riding that T4, man. And he was kicking ass with the T4.
Yeah, he beat, dude, I'm telling you, man, that T4, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know Seth has a T4, so he might know better than me. That thing had like the Master 3 board in it. It was basically, it was like,
maybe.
Yeah, it was like, dude, it was a mini Master. It just didn't have the top speed.
I had like the first T4, like early on.
I'm talking about the Pro. I have like the Pro version. Yeah.
That's probably a lot better.
Yeah, he beat the snot out. He was beating the snot out of that thing, man.
I actually, I have a video where I cut out the T4 going up a jump and hit my shins into the jump and then Supermaned over. And then I caught my fall with my hand, and then my chin with my GoPro went right into my hand and it hurt my wrist so bad.
Yeah,
it was like full cut out right as I'm jumping.
That is no good. Hold on, I'm trying to I lost my place there. We got Mr. Jose. What's happening, brother? Fellow Jersey rider.
So you're excited for that Jersey race?
Yeah, I'm gonna head down and check. Yeah, man, I think it's out of 31st, if I'm not mistaken, is to go down and check it out.
Aaron's gonna probably win, right?
He's on a roll.
Well, Aaron's good, man. I had kind of called it, man. Aaron and Zach, I had called it before they went, man. I was like, because I watched you guys, man. I'm in the shadows watching everybody, man. I'm serious. And I was like, these guys are going to go kick some butt. Like, they're phenomenal, man.
I wonder if Show's going to be there. Even when I went to the Expo race, all those guys, Willie Break, them cats were flying, man. They were moving, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna probably try to go to the LA Long Beach, whatever it is, Expo race. I can't really do much on the street, but I love riding with those guys.
Have you ever done it though, dude?
Oh yeah. I only qualified for sportsman's class at last year's ABS, but I won sportsman's.
Okay.
Not a pro.
What were you riding then?
Commander Pro. That's my street wheel. I don't invest in my street racing, so I just still have the Commander Pro.
Hey, that's still a good wheel, though,
street
man.
Tire on. It's comfy. Yeah,
it's still a good wheel. Primo, man, you need to up the number on that, brother. Don't believe what they tell you, man.
I don't know. I'm feeling old when I'm getting up here to 35.
I mean, I've heard it's 35 to 45, dude. I mean,
I'm gonna have
that's what I heard.
I look at it as my recovery time. You know, like if I can go ride all day. When I was 25, I could ride all weekend and it didn't matter. If I go out for like 6 hours one day now, I'm fucking tired. I don't know if I'm going to go out the next day.
Do you take vitamins, dude?
Yeah, I take AG1.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's funny.
Dude, my legs, you get that cramping, the legs just, they're not going to hold up forever. They get burnt out.
Yeah. See, I work, my legs are strong, dude. That's like probably that helps me ride.
Strong legs, huh?
My legs are strong, but you got to imagine, like everything that I'm riding is almost just like a staircase, but it's not a predictable staircase. Those downhill trails are just like hammers on your
7 times.
And yeah,
I don't snowboard.
Freshman's got it 7 times.
We need to do an EUC snowboarding trip, man.
Let's go. I'm pretty damn good at snowboarding. I'll hit.
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to. Oh man, I learned years ago how to snowboard, man.
Yeah,
I went one time.
14.
Yeah, dude, I was a little older than 14, but I went one time and I went out and got my own board and all that stuff, man. And yeah, my wife's really good too. She can snowboard. She's really good.
Nice. Okay, 40 psi is high. I saw that comment, but it's for a reason. It's to protect the rim. If you're in an area where you don't need to protect the rim, you know, if you don't have any of those big gnarly rocks that are going to get you, you can go.
Yeah, if you're doing street. If you're doing street like I do, you could go a little, you know, and you're just hitting smooth street. But since you're hitting boulders, dude, and you're doing jumps and hitting all that big old rocks and gravel and stuff, if you have that soft tire, like you explained it perfect, it's going to break that rim. And it's
the rock, you can feel the tire. It just goes right through it and gets your rim.
Yeah.
No rim bangers. Yeah, Devo, this is the thing, dude. And I said this too. I don't want any more wheels over 100 pounds.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want any more wheels over 100 pounds. And I'm not saying I can't handle it. It's just once you get on the wheel and it's less than 100 pounds, like, dude, it feels good, man. You're like, dang on, you have everything you need.
Can't wait to get the aero, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
55 pounds, man. I chug the Master every day. I take that to work, dude. And I load that in my work truck every day. I'm a pipe fitter of 30 years. So, like, I'm loading on that work truck and loading it, and I ride home. So I ride every day a good 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. And then I do a little riding on the side every day. But
Yeah.
to have something, a little grab and go wheel that's got it's torquey and it's not pricey. It's got Leaper Kim kind of technology, right?
Yeah.
For $1,800, it's a no brainer, dude.
Yeah. Jose has a good point here too. He's saying, Ricardo, to me, 40 psi is high, but to manufacturers say 40 psi is too high. Depends on the rider, weight, wheel conditions, and part. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It depends on where you're riding and who's riding the wheel. That's
exactly.
That's the same
I think
thing
the
that Matt was saying.
location and what you're going to see on the trail is going to dictate. Even people will change, their clickers on their suspension for a different type of trail, and that's the same thing. You can use different psi for a different trail.
Cool. What I do know, because you're what, like 160, you said? For heavier riders, that hard psi on hard falls, you won't break the rim, but you will pop the tube. It will pop your tube. I've done it a couple times already. So
there's also a thing called, if you have a tube and the tire compresses, you get what's called a pinch flat. It looks like two bites. So I don't know, you almost need higher psi to prevent that as well.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, there's benefits and drawbacks for sure.
Because you feel more of the impact, right?
Yeah, no, like when I just drop like 1 or 2 psi, it almost feels like I have more suspension. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh yeah. It makes it more
comfortable ride for sure.
It does.
You're not ping ponging off of something because you have like a rock hard tire. You get a little bit more forgiveness.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Stan is asking, well, is the F18 a Lynx competitor? I think
that's the main competitor.
I'll call it right now. It's not.
I
bet it's
it
not.
might go slower. It might go slower, but I'm not thinking about it like that. I'm thinking about, can it at least go 30, 35 with a little bit of headroom? And does the suspension work? And it's going to be maybe better suspension than the Lynx.
Well,
yeah,
we'll have to see.
Get it? They just need to get it in the hand, like
it's weird.
Get it in the hands of you. You know what I mean? And let you put it through the paces. And that's what I would say to any manufacturers. If you watch this stream, if you see these guys take you, for instance, TRUB, you ride this hardcore stuff all the time and you're damn good at it. Listen to some of the advice that they're giving you. Listen to what you have to say.
Yeah and no, right? Because the problem is there's so few. Maybe the way that the manufacturers look at it, I think, is there's so few of me. They want to make a wheel for everybody so they can sell more wheels.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They, like, even with the F18, when they first start doing the little promos, they're tumbling it down off this cliff. They show the dude going up. If you're going to advertise it as a off-road wheel, make sure that it can handle off-road. You don't want it to, you take it one time and all of a sudden, man, you're taking your wheel parts home in a paper bag. It makes sure it can handle, if it's off-road, make sure it can handle off-road, whether it's for beginners or highly advanced riders like yourself. I'm just saying to cut out the gray area. If you're going to make an off-road wheel, make an off-road wheel. That's what you got to do.
I thought that's kind of like what NOSFET was going for, was like, we're not making a wheel for everybody. We're making a wheel for like the high performance.
Mm-hmm.
But then they kind of went back and then they made the whole little adjustable height thing. And it's just like, no, this is supposed to be a wheel for like everybody, trying to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it would be great if maybe, I don't know, the Apex is modular enough that it's great that I don't have to change the linkage to put a different shock on, right?
Got you.
I can put, so like the Apex comes with a 210 millimeter shock, but because of its linkage, we can kind of use it in a unintended way to almost make it like a custom linkage. Like you'd have to buy a third party linkage for like a master to put a custom shock on it.
Okay.
But you can use a custom shock in the Apex linkage. You don't have to change the linkage. That's kind of cool.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But no, you know why I feel weird about that suspension on the King song, where they got the four little pillars on on the kitty corner. They got the rebounds to each other. Yeah,
on the
like
F18,
it's
they're
got four
inside.
shocks. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
On
they
the
got
22, they're outside, and then on
Mhm.
the F18, they're all in the center.
they got like the
That's
wishbone.
goodness.
Bones is saying drivers just hate us because they can't do it. That is the best. They don't want to smoke. Yeah, dude, man. It's like driver. I don't get it, man. It's like they don't want
Being
us
in a
on
car
the road,
just
man.
sucks. I get it. I get road rage when I'm in my truck sometimes, and I'm
Yeah.
almost home, and any little thing is making me wait 10 more seconds to get home.
It gets under your skin. E-Rod
Little
Life.
cars
What's up,
just
Seth?
get crazy.
Yeah, man. Give Seth another shout out. E-Rod Life up in here. And you get your shout outs.
You ride scooters at all, dude, or e-bikes?
I have an e-bike. I haven't ridden it in a long time. It has like a problem where the chain always wants to hop off or like break. I've broken the chain on it a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
it just gave me too much trouble. So I'm waiting for the ES, and that's going to probably be a lot more fun. That it has like a thick big chain. Like I'm not going to be breaking that chain. It's going to be cool.
Brady's saying, man, he thinks you have a good chance to win Thunderdome again this year.
Hey, you never know. Zach might not crash.
And you guys will be battling back and forth, man.
The best thing about that race is you don't really know if you won until the announcement ceremony after, like hours after the race.
Oh, really?
Basically. Yeah, they don't announce who won. Like,
I didn't know
taking
that.
the times, but you don't know the times until later. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like there's like all this anticipation. I actually didn't think that I won last year. I thought I was going to get second, and then he called someone else. He called Ethan for second, and I was like, "Oh, that must mean I'm in first."
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah. Wait 1 second. I'm trying to get. There we go. Yeah, dude. I think because a lot of people were saying that, man. I think with manufacturers, they just need to look what's out and then make your wheels accordingly. So it's like you said, when they release some of the stuff, I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't think they're really thinking it over. It's like they're just going into the parts bin. It's like, let's puzzle this thing together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But hey, maybe they're just if we give the public all these different wheels, they'll figure out the use for them.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if we. I'm trying to. Everyone's
so the amped electric game several, right?
Hold on, I think we're gonna lose Mike. I think we.
I said the amp games. It's several games, and you have to place, kind of win in some of them, and then they put it all together, and that's how they find a winner. Or
yeah, for the 2024 electric games, they had, I think, what they called the skills track, which was kind of like a on-site where we're camping. There's like a scaffolding where you drop down a ramp, and then you go through a really short track that's kind of straight with a couple turns and a couple jumps. Almost like straight rhythm if you've ever seen that motorcycle event with a little bit of turns.
Mm-hmm.
And then they combine that time with your two Thunderdome times because you take a run in the left lane and then you take a run in the right lane. So those 3 times together get combined. And then that's what, for the 2024 season, that's how we podium that. And then there's also a second, the underground race that's held on the Ride Hermes app. And we do another race on that where you go out and you hit 4 of the trails. It's kind of like an enduro style race.
Oh, that is cool, then.
The 2023 season, they included pavement racing into that mix as well.
Okay.
And it's funny because Brian from San Diego, he won the pavement side, and I won the dirt side. But neither of us podiumed for the overall because I didn't even touch the asphalt and he didn't really touch the dirt.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian Dillard?
So, that's what I was saying. Brian Dillard, right?
Yeah, he's good.
He's real good. He's real
Have
good.
you guys seen his videos?
Hey,
Like over 1 million
He's got
views?
them long legs like you do, Sensei.
I know.
And
I
he can.
know. He's taller though.
You see
He's
that guy
taller,
like
though.
throw the wheel around like it's nothing? He's off the
Throws it
hook,
around
man.
like nothing, man. He
Yeah.
We
throws that wheel
we
around.
should get him to do a podcast thing too one time.
He was
That'd be
on.
a good guy.
I think he was on when he had Roger and all them when they were on that one group one. Brian was in there. So
For Brady's question there,
yeah.
So it's different on each of my wheels, but you never want to go. There's like maybe 5 millimeters. You don't want to compress your shock more than 5 millimeters. As long as you're not doing that, that's okay. And then if you can find a nice range in there so that when you are kind of standing on the wheel, it's not just like, bleh. You know, you want to stand on the wheel and have it like really feel like it's not going down so much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to crank it past 5 millimeters of moving that collar down 5 millimeters, which is typically like 3 whole turns, that's usually indication that you need a stronger spring actually.
Okay.
Because the springs are actually not supposed to be like completely torqued down, and then you can actually get them to where they're compressed so much that you're not going to be able to use the full shock stroke. And It was crazy when I got my X-Way, I had to sit there for like 5 or 10 minutes unwinding the preload because they just put so much preload into it. And then I was able to set it up, and you'll gain small bump sensitivity when you can get your preload right. Because when it's just too much, it's like you almost need so much force to get that shock to start moving.
That
when
makes
you
sense.
have your preload just right, then it really can like get that really nice initial travel going.
Nice. Yeah, that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Me and my buddy Keith, we're going to adjust the suspension a little bit on the links. I need it a little bit tighter. It's a little bit too cush now. I need just a little bit tighter, and then I think I should be okay.
Something you can experiment with on the links that I haven't really done much of, but I've heard about it, and I agree with like the theory is you can use either more oil or you can use a heavier weight oil. So because like when you're compressing a suspension, you're kind of moving oil through like these channels. If you have a heavier oil or more oil, it's gonna give you more restriction. And so
okay.
Yeah,
It's
kind
thicker.
of like, it's almost like adding compression. Yeah.
Wow. See? This is what this is all about. Learning. See, we're learning. I'm learning.
You know who does a really good teardown on that shock or thing that the Lynx had? John Purcell from Australia.
Oh yeah. What's his channel's name again? Is it just John Purcell? I remember seeing him a lot.
Purcell, yep.
Yeah,
and
I've seen them a lot.
And he shows you the kind of oil and liquid and how many mils to put in there and everything. I was like, wow. That dude's right on that stuff, man. He's off the hook. He's a good guy. I think Dale rode with him a couple times.
I don't know, Stan. Is Extreme Bull making money? Well, or are they just Sleeper Kim's nemesis? I mean, their wheels sell well, but I don't know, man. We're gonna have to.
Extreme Bull is the Commander Pro, right? I love Commander Pro.
I miss my Mini. I shouldn't have sold it.
Yeah, the Mini, the Commander Pro.
And you notice the Mini hardly even goes down in price at all, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty solid at price.
Yeah.
Ultra Supreme, what's happening, brother? Thanks for joining in. He's saying you have to know how to extract the torque out there too. Yeah. He's asking if you're going to Malaysia.
I don't think I'm going to. I'd like to, but I don't. I gotta work. I gotta take off the time for the races that I really want to do, the off-road races in Ohio and then in Arkansas. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take off more than that amount of time. Because I think that's kind of close together, right? It's like October, and then it's like
and then November.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too close for me.
You think they'll do an Aero Pro? I don't know.
I
would
am
be
excited
cool.
to see what they come out with next. I mean, Jack just released a
Well, he
video,
said
or his
they do it in twos, right? That's what he said. They do it in twos. So like the apex and the arrow. So then I guess that maybe he's hinting there's 2 more wheels coming out.
maybe. Yeah, he said they're always working on something. So we'll see what they come up with next.
All right, we'll see, man. It's
They got their ball rolling.
yeah, they're in the shop tinkering around. Willie Brady says the 134 X-Way is perfect. It's a perfect wheel.
I was really excited. I just put the pedals on, the Adam G pedals on it this morning, and was squishing it around, and I'm just like, dude, this suspension is really just so good. Like, I can't believe the Goat is actually using all their own parts. It's all their own R&D, and we had to deal with some wheels that had some bad suspension, but now just a stock Begode is really good suspension wise, and so that's awesome. And their firmware is really good now too, so I'm really stoked on the new Begode stuff.
Yeah, we'll get Seth on. We'll get Seth on again, man. We got to get him on another live too.
Man.
Yeah, Seth's a good dude, man. The Rocket is not a good wheel to control with the dimensions and the weight. I'll be tough to control at speed and braking.
Well, if they get an Aero Pro, it might not be bad.
Pads, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what's funny though? I look back at the MSX, the high speed. You look at some of those older wheels of them dudes, like the old MSP, that the 100-volt, the high speed, that thing was able to hit 48 miles an hour, and it wasn't a big wheel. When you look back on it compared to the wheels today, the wheel wasn't very big.
It's RS size.
Yeah. The thing about the RS isn't a big wheel. It's fat like a little toaster, but it's not. It doesn't come up very high on the leg. And I mean, if you have the nuts to take it up there, you can hit 48 miles an hour on that wheel. I've hit 44, and that was enough for me. I was like, yeah, that's enough.
I thought about getting that Tesla V3 because it only weighs 41 pounds.
Yep.
And I mean, for a grab and go wheel, 41 pounds sound from 90 something pounds with the Master and all the Clark stuff. Yeah, it sounded really tempting. But then I heard that thing, if it falls and it just shatters into pieces.
No, don't listen to that. Because remember, let me tell you why. Because when I got hit, I was on a Tesla V2. And when I went down, dude, I was flying through the air and that thing was cartwheeling above me. And I was high up in the air. And I'm looking up.
Flying?
Bang. Dude, I was
like a bird?
Worse than a bird. Dude,
just watching everything happen.
Yeah, in slow motion. I was in orbit, dude. Yeah, but the wheel hit, that thing cartwheeled about 10 times because it hit the pedal. And then when it hit the pedal, it clicked. Bang. And when I got up, I hobbled over and I clicked it, and that thing powered up and everything, dude.
Wow.
It turned on. Yeah.
So I might still be in the running as a mini wheel. The only thing, it's a non-suspension light mini wheel. Because if it can hit 40 miles per hour, right, and it weighs 41 pounds, I think it hit 40, right?
Nah, not on that. No. You're gonna cruise that wheel about 32, 33. I've hit 34.
Kind of like the Aero.
Yeah, it's about the same speed.
Yeah, and it weighs.
I don't know if Jose's still
14
in there.
pounds.
Jose's a Jersey rider. He used to roll out on a Tesla V3, man. He used to crank out on that thing.
So maybe that'll just make the Tesla V3. Oh no, what they did, they made the T4.
That's the T4.
But it's just so damn heavy, right? I mean, going from 41 pounds and they put suspension. What does your T4 weigh?
70 pounds.
So they take 30 pounds of suspension.
And think about it though. That's bare bones. You put the pads on, you're adding weight. If you put one of those fairing kits on, so you're talking about 75, 76 pounds. Then you put a seat on it. Yeah, dude, you're talking. You're kissing about.
It's going up there. Yeah, it's going up there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got handrails. Okay. Motion. We got Pat Ness might be. Yes, dude. Everybody's saying the Pat Ness over the Rocket, man. Dude, they just gonna have to do a head-to-head video on that thing. See?
Yeah, who did that? Was that the Toronto guys that did it?
With what with
the Pat Ness, the new Pat Ness?
Oh, remember didn't they do the Pat Ness versus the Mini Pro back in the day? And they were ripping on both of those wheels, dude. They were flying around both of those wheels. Oh yeah, I would say that's the wheel to beat right now as far as grab and go wheels. The Arrow is the
That's the one.
DuPont was out there, brother. Welcome.
And it looks cool too. It looks badass. I think I'm gonna try to ride it without no pads, man, just to keep the look going.
Yeah.
I was telling you,
My
no
thing is
internet.
with like the little wheels, the only real like use I am really stoked on them for is like skate parks and stuff, right? So I kind of
like a trick wheel.
Need pads, yeah. For like the stuff that I want to do, I'd still need pads for.
No, you'll break it in pieces, dude.
The
It'll fall apart.
Here we go.
The Falcon.
Matt,
oh, you did it with the Falcon. That's right.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're almost going 50.
Yeah, he's saying it right here. Road travel. I went 47 wheel speed on my Rocket, my dudes. Just got a Commander Max. It feels like, oh, I forgot about the Commander Max.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Millie.
And it's like the exact same body as the Commander, right? Just different inside.
Wow.
I might move to that because,
dude,
man, I love the Commander.
Hey Millie, send a few over our way. Send one to TRUB first. Send one to Mikey, then I'll take the last one. Send one over this way, man. Easy, Lucifer, what's happening, bro? I apologize. I mean, the conversation is so good, and I am a little behind, but I will catch up. Again, thank you everyone for being here on this holiday weekend. If you could please smash the like button, because you know what, the thing that drives me crazy with YouTube, I set the notifications for just about any channel, and I never get notified. You never get YouTube notifications ever.
Nah, YouTube just wants to show you what it thinks it needs to show you to keep you online longer, and it's like, whatever algorithm.
Yeah, dude.
And then the algorithm changes like every month or whatever.
It does, man.
Yeah.
It does.
But right now, what it's been doing lately, it's doing, YouTube is like doing a lot to try to push small channels. I don't know if you've seen that, but like a lot of your homepage now is going to be somebody with like 50 subscribers. There'll be like 2 or 3 of them speckled in there.
That's good.
100. Yeah, they're doing a lot to try to promote the small channels right now. It's pretty cool.
I know my numbers are slowly starting to tick up, but I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, like I said, I didn't get into this to make a living. I got into it just to enjoy the community and put the information out and just doing what we're doing right now. That was the main thing for me. But oh, Rico, yes. This is the wheel that I want to try more than anything. The C8. I want to try that thing so bad.
See, that thing's cool.
Like when I was talking earlier about how they don't really make like wheels that look like how they used to make. The C8 reminds me of those older wheels with the LEDs all around them, and it just looks like a fun,
like a retro wheel.
Not doing anything crazy serious with it, but like we're just gonna go out and ride a little bit. Yeah,
I want to try that so bad. I want to try that so bad.
Suspension too. It's gonna be
That's gonna be sick, dude.
It's basically the Nikola, man.
That's all. They should just call it the Nikola, man. Just call it the Nikola and just leave it at that.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Oh man. They ought to make Devo head of marketing.
Leaperkin Abrams.
Oh, they are. Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Abrams is coming back.
It's coming back.
With suspension?
Yeah. I think that's going to be the 200-volt wheel.
But it's going to be, dude, that thing's going to be heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. But yeah, they're going to make it like a cruiser wheel. That's
it's going to
I want to try big tire, lightweight. I don't know how they're going to achieve it. I don't want it to cut out. I still want to have like good braking. So it's going to have some kind of power, but yeah.
You know what they need to do, right? I went to the Electrified Expo last year. Probably said it like 10 times tonight. And what's cool about the Electrified Expo, whatever they have there, you can pretty much try it. Whether it's the e-skate, all the you can drive a lot of the electric cars, the electric bikes, all that type of stuff. And I tried a bike last year called the Jackrabbit. And one of the great things about the Jackrabbit, it has removable batteries. And each battery will get you about 10 to 11 miles on that battery. Why don't they start making an EUCs where you can remove the batteries? Like if you're doing off-road and you don't need all the battery, you can remove the battery. Then when you want to do your cruise and they got to do it, man.
I thought InMotion was doing that. Didn't InMotion tease that with like the V14 maybe?
Yeah, but you still have to. It's not quick though. You know what I mean? They need to make
Yeah.
it quick. Like you could pop that thing out and pop it in your
Sound like
bag.
a cordless drill or something that you just
Yeah,
pop the
right.
battery on and off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
It can be-
Milwaukee and Makita and DeWalt can do it. Why can't they? And they're all
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
using
like with
lithium
those
ion.
little like latch, like almost like an ammo can, kind of like latch
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
It needs to have like a latch where it's toolless.
Have a double latch so it doesn't come out, and
Yeah.
go on opposite ways. So you have one securing one the other way, and then man, come on, guys.
That's how a Suron is, right? You could have one battery on your Suron, like if you're at a motocross track, just charging at your generator, go route, rip motos, come back, not even have to charge because your battery's been on the charger the whole time you were just riding because you have two batteries. Swap them.
100%, man. That's what they need to do.
Yeah. For
Come
our
on.
racing at the tracks, that would be super awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, sometimes the things that they do, it's like you have to question, like, man, who's thinking up these ideas, man?
I
don't know. I think it's all about money
like.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they do it just to see maybe, hey,
If they'll make money.
might like this. Yeah.
But you know who I think will answer what you want, Matt, will be that Apex, because you got like the first version of it. If the way Jack's doing his stuff, man, maybe next year when he releases the new version of the Apex, all those things that you want might be, dude. You know what I mean? That's the only people I kind of see making wheels like that. Like, because like you said, like the Apex was originally for high performance riders, and then they started doing the adjustable thinking and all that, and it just didn't go the same. But maybe next year's, I think they ought to eliminate the adjusting and just leave it like at 150 travel and just call it good.
Yeah.
Just call it good.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's got to be more testing done because it's like even the stock coil shock that they provide with you, it gets scratched up by the linkages.
Wow.
And you know, it's like you guys were riding this before you sold it to anyone, right? Like you guys probably scratched up the coils. Why didn't you make more space? It's almost like, how could you imagine, like we're talking about an older wheel, the S22, you know, those original sliders that weren't wheels, they were just like a hard bar of something that's like, how did you test ride that thing for any amount of time and then say, this is good, we can release this? That's nuts to me. And so there's things like that where I'm just like, if you rode the wheel, you would have come across this issue and you should have fixed it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
No, dude, I get it. I get it. And it's just like, again, and you said it, I've heard a lot of other riders saying, who is testing these wheels before they put them out? And I would rather, if I was a wheel maker or manufacturer, I would go, who's riding this way in a community and send in a wheel, beat the snot out of it, write down what you like, what you don't like, what you think we need to fix, and call it a day. That's what I would do. It would just save a lot of headaches.
Yeah, totally.
Freshly Charged put out a great, Andrew and they put out a great video on the Arrow, Andrew and Jimmy. Yes.
Yeah, they did. I watched it. It was pretty good.
It's good.
It just keeps making me better every time I hear those things. I'm like, this was a good purchase. So I'm going to do a review on it too, man. I don't know if it's going to be worth the crap, but because I suck at editing, but
give yourself credit, dude, please.
But it's going to be a review.
That suspension that they're working with, Refluxa or whatever, like they make suspension upgrades for Surons and stuff, like
really
motorcycle quality stuff. So I do have a lot of faith in those. I almost wish they would have made the Arrow first, learned from it, then made their big wheel. With
exactly.
Like the same. Gotcha. I mean, dude, if you can make, I don't know if they're. So the F18 is supposed to be 100 millimeters with fork style suspension. After the Lynx, I mean, fork style suspension is just so good. It's less customizable, but if you can fit into that window where, you know, the range is going to work for you. It's just so
Like
much
perfect.
less maintenance. Yeah, it's nothing sticking out down there. Dude, yeah, the fork style suspension is so good.
Yeah.
And you don't have to create some sort of slider mechanism, because it's like the slider mechanism is what's given me so much headaches with the Apex, and then I think it will eventually with the X-Way once the bushings start to wear out and stuff. It's that slider mechanism is, I think, much more of a difficult thing to solve than the linkage. And when you get the fork style suspension, you don't have to come up with a slider mechanism.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricardo, the F-22 might be a firmware up. See, this is the thing, in my opinion. No one's really fussing about the suspension on the F-22. It's the performance. They can unlock it. That F-22 has a 5,500 watt motor that peaks at 12,000.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying? So
it ought to be going like 65 miles per hour.
It has everything inside the wheel. They just won't unlock it. They just won't let it go, man. And that's where they're.
I think it's just a King Song thing. Like the S-22 on paper should have been able to do more than it did.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you would go 10 miles an hour and try to give it some gas, and it would just dip and beep, and you're just like, what? Like, why is this happening?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to sprinkle a little more magic dust in that firmware just to get the performance up a bit.
Yeah. I think firmware is the easiest thing for them to fix, though.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the S-22, it was noticeable. Whenever they had a firmware upgrade, it was a lot better. You would notice more power, and the wheel just got better with every firmware upgrade throughout the S-22 era.
Yeah,
what's the price on the F-22? It's kind of high too, right?
It dropped down. It's about what, 30, a little over 32 now. I think the F-22, 3,300 bucks. It was like $4,000 before. At one point, it was like $4,000
when it came out.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, you can get it for about 30, just under 33, like 32 and some change.
Dude, that's how much I spent more on my Master V2 when I got it, and I was not happy with that wheel.
Yeah, dude, the price dropped. I guess maybe they're not getting the orders. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a big Master fan.
Big heavy thing.
I'm a big Master fan, man.
Yeah, the
V2 wasn't so good. The V4 was great.
There you go.
You had many MOSFETs.
And I heard the V1 was really good too, man. I heard the version 1, like the first Master, that it was really good too.
Was it good? But then everyone like freaked out about the battery configuration, so they like made them change it. That's all I remember about the V1 was like people are like not with the battery configuration. They're like, no, we need this changed to feel safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He does. Listen, he has the links. He prefers the range of the Sherman L. The links is good too. Great too. Yeah, that's what everyone says is the if you're looking for range, go with the L. If you're not worried about the range, go with the links.
Exactly.
I think it's a jump on, Seth.
But like who has the L, man? I think it's Cobra, right?
Yes.
My buddy Richard's got the L. Yeah, he prefers to race on the links though. He can throw it around the track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more nimble.
Yeah.
So it's more of a cruiser long range wheel.
What's for saying Chance's vid? Yeah, Chance put out some wicked single track videos, man. Stuff was crazy good. But Liz was saying his knees are too old for hardcore off-roading. Yeah. That sucks.
That happens.
Well, I'm 50, dude. And I go up and down a ladder, dude. And I go up and down a ladder. I do construction, like heavy construction, dude. Like, if you guys seen me, be like, what? But I make kids that are like 25 years old look like they don't know what they're doing, dude. I'm like slapping 6-inch steel pipes, doing all kind, and I'm moving. I think it's how you carry yourself. Like I take vitamins, supplements. I don't feel no pain in my knees.
Yeah, I'm no smart chicken, man. But
so I keep talking about this Richard guy, right?
Yeah.
I ride with him all the time. He's older than me. He's in his 50s. He used to ride one wheels. He's had 3 knee surgeries.
Wow.
He has like cadaver parts in his knees and stuff. And he rides everything I ride. He does everything I do. So like his knees are jacked, but he wears Donjoy, like prescription medical grade braces.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what he has to do to be able to do what he loves to do, which is ride shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
A little pain.
There's nothing.
A little pain won't hurt nobody, man.
Yeah,
a little pain won't hurt nobody. That's why we're called men, man. That's why we're called men.
Wizard, what's happening, brother? Welcome to the stream, brother. Aaron's definitely going to win.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're talking about.
My money's on Aaron.
Aaron's a bad dude, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
He's so cool too, man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. We had him on.
Hey, I remember I was watching one of his videos, dude, and he was like doing like maybe it was one with us. He has like a van life type thing going on, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when he was in California, now he's like driving trucks again. So I'm not sure what exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he drove trucks, and then he took some time off of that to work out here, and that's when he was doing van life stuff. And then I'm not really sure.
I think that's cool. I like that kind of stuff, the van life, because you get to do stuff that you normally wouldn't. You know, you just travel around.
Yeah.
So Ricardo's
how many
asking
hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see it. I'm sorry, I didn't think you see it.
Yeah. I ride, like I was saying, like at the beginning, tips for riders, try to ride as much as you can if you can fit it into a day. So what I do is, I'll wake up early before it gets too hot, and I'll go out and ride for like 2 hours every day that I can. So if I got a 3-day weekend, I'm going to try to ride all 3 days for like 2 hours. I know a lot of people, what they'll do is they go out and they just ride all day long. I don't typically do that. I like to go out first thing in the morning and like just get my riding done, feel like I did something awesome, and I just feel great about the rest of the day.
Take a shower and eat breakfast and go on about your day.
That's it, dude. Yeah. I'm a freaking night. Dude, like you said, early morning or night rides, man. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, when there's no one out there, it's great.
That way I have to be choking anybody on a damn sidewalk.
Yeah, it's just a different feeling too. Like I don't know if you guys watch Raz. OMG, it's Raz. He's awesome.
Dude, Raz
is cool.
Raz is right around here, dude. I gotta get Raz on the show, man.
Yeah. One of his latest videos, he's just like riding around at like 1 or 2 in the morning. He does a lot of trails now too.
Yeah. Dude, he's over here. He's over here in Jersey. I gotta get him on. I gotta get Raz on.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can hit him up.
He's next level.
Yeah, he's been banging around on the Apex. He's been banging around on Apex. Yeah,
he's got an Apex. I talked him into trying a shock to try the shock, he dropped it off a 6-foot drop onto flat concrete. I was like, dude, that's not trying the shock to see if you like it. That's like testing it at its full maximum.
That is funny.
That's nuts.
He had to put the old one back on. Yeah, dude, it's funny.
I was like, bro, you could just get this shock, try it out. If you don't like it, just return it to Amazon. It's just a D&M shock from Amazon. I'm really liking it. And yeah, he like one of the first things he did was like, bang, 6-foot drop on the flat, I guess. I was like, oh yeah, you might have wanted the 1,000-pound coil for that.
Because I think the one he had was on like what, 700? It was like a 700, I think.
Yeah, 750. Yeah,
750,
I was really liking that shock. Yeah, before I put the Fox one on.
Well, you know that psycho guy from Spain on the Arrow. I don't know if you've seen his video on the Arrow, but I think he's in Spanish too. I'm not sure.
It is.
And he's like on, those trailers, like he's on top of those trailers, those flatbeds, how they got that little dibby that goes up. And it was about 6.5 feet, almost around there, maybe closer to 7. And he did a straight drop on the Arrow, didn't bottom out.
Dude, I would like to see Cobra.
Well, it probably bottomed out, don't you think?
Well, he weighs like 110 pounds, dude.
Yeah, I don't think he's that big.
Light, dude.
I would like to see somebody like Cobra, like he said.
Well, it's like if it doesn't bottom out,
Cobra,
If
they
it
got
doesn't,
bend the pedals up.
Boom. No, but you know, it says it's rideable to a rider for 275. So
Yeah.
Cobra ain't no 275. He's
No,
less
but
than
I'm talking about 275 on flat. 275 dropping 6 feet, man. Them pedals might
that.
hit the ground, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, the pedals will hit the ground, dude.
Clack.
Magnesium, what?
I know, dude. Made out of potato chips at that point.
Exactly.
Seen
Well,
Roger do a drop and break his pedal off. Oh wait, no, that you
Yeah.
guys are talking at amps. That's what Cobra did, right?
When he did the
Yeah.
jump, remember? He
Yeah,
popped
so
up.
Yeah.
Dude, when I
We've seen
saw
two of
that
them
jump
happen.
the first
that's why I
time,
said
like,
that.
damn, dude. I'm like, he's high. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, 100 pounds, dude. Like for me is I don't want any more 100-pounders. I mean, for cruising it's not bad, but for just like everyday riding and off-roading, you don't want to be throwing all that weight around. And me personally, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Oh man, this is awesome. This is the life here.
I've seen Euc Chat on there right now.
Mr. Stride's here?
Yeah. He asked what you think about that Arrow compared to the V14.
Hold on, let's get down here, man. Mr. Stride, big respect, brother. Welcome to the stream.
I haven't ridden either of those wheels, and I don't really ride.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's down there.
It's not the same comparison basically because the V14 is a beast, dude.
V14 is nasty. It is.
Yeah, and like the Arrow, it's more like a grab and go kind of commuter, little trick wheel to do little slow little spin 180s type stuff. I don't think it. And the V14, I could do some of that crazy off-roading you're doing with it, probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think to me the Arrow, it's only a real competitor, like the same class as like the Falcon, because I think the Rocket is like the Rocket's a step up. It's not the same class as the Arrow.
No, it's a little higher, but that's
the M10 and the A2. They don't have suspension, so it's like the only thing that's kind of in that ballpark that
is the Falcon.
Is the Falcon. Yeah. So I agree that the NOSFET's probably going to be a better quality, but it's probably more.
Well, there's one wheel that nobody talks about, and I'm just gonna give it to him. I'm not a Kingston fan, even though I've had two of their wheels. Is the S16 Pro, dude? That goes like 42 miles per hour. It only weighs a little bit more. It has great music, like I like. Awesome lights,
solid construction,
and it's about the same price too, dude. I almost you can get it for like $1,600, huh?
Doesn't it have like the speaker or something though that you can't move?
Yeah, you can't move.
Get in the way of your pads.
Yeah,
it sits behind your calf.
Maybe right.
Yeah.
But it's like price wise and weight and speed. It's a competitor, but it hardly gets talked about because of that speaker problem and I mean it's really flashy looking, man. And I don't know if somebody wants to go off-roading with something like that, but I mean,
right. Well, the thing is too, like Hippie was saying, as far as like weight and stability, I get it with the stabilization. There is a sweet spot, but there's a difference between like open road wheels and like grab and go. You know what I mean? You have to. I don't know. It's different. Like an open road wheel where you're going to be on like these long straights or canyon roads, you can get away with something like that with all that weight. But if you're looking to slap something around, eventually that weight's going to catch up with you eventually. So, like you said, Matt, you don't need to go 50 miles an hour in the woods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or off-road, hitting jumps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go on like there's a difference between a dirt road and a trail, like a single track trail, right? And so if it's people live all over the place, you know, you might not even have single track around you, but maybe you have plenty of big open off-roading, like, you know, where cars would drive off-road and stuff like that. And so the wheels will change, you know, depending on that. If you actually have, you know, wide open fire roads, dirt roads, you know, you might want something that can go 40 miles an hour. But you know, my style is more of like technical, tight, single tracks where I get a second to go in a straight line and I can maybe reach 25 miles an hour before I have to brake before the next turn
Gotcha.
or rock
Yeah.
feature or something like that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Diva's talking about the Commander Max will be his last big wheel purchase. Keep us clued in on that, Diva. You get it, man. I'd like to hear what's going on with that. Yeah, they're going to have to, again, lighter materials, battery tech, higher energy dense batteries so you can make them lighter.
Well, isn't Leaper Kim coming out with a new wheel also?
The Abrams.
Yeah, so that we were talking about that, right? So who said what was the Abrams is the Lynx killer, or was it I think I seen somebody put that up.
I think the Abrams is only going to be competing with like a Master Pro and a Panther.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once you go that heavy, you ain't competing with the Lynx.
Well, you know, they got a lot of making up to do because of the first Abram was just a bunk wheel. It went super bad for them.
Dude, it was good after they got all the stuff fixed.
Yeah, I mean, after a bunch of people got hurt. After a bunch of people got hurt, I mean, it only...
So the damage was done on it already. You know what I mean? That's they fixed everything after all the damage. That's no good.
I did a maybe like once a year I'll do a group ride just like randomly, and after like my first year of riding, I kind of celebrated like my 1 year anniversary of riding, and I had an Abrams come out to the trails. It's the first time I ever seen one. No, it did fine all day. Yeah, and most people had suspension. We were just like, oh my god, it's an Abrams. Everybody watch, right? Like everybody's watching this wheel the whole day to see when it's gonna cut out and just like drop this guy. Yeah, and then the guy that's riding it just, does whatever crazy rock feature we just did, and he's just standing there all calm, just like, what are we doing next? And we're all just like, oh, we thought you were gonna die just now. Sorry, bro.
Spotlight was in him all day.
Yeah.
Ricardo's saying, I think performance wheels we have to look at road for quality, all around wheels, Leaper Cam, and for safety in motion. Okay.
How do you say a wheel is safe? How do you?
There's no safe wheel. There's no safe wheel. It's not. It's like saying there's never going to be a cutout. It's not going to happen.
Man, they all have their issues, man. Uh-oh. Matt, they say Matt got an extreme wheel coming. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I already know. Like, I have like the whole weekend planned out for when I get that thing. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Good stuff, man. Good. We're gonna look at this. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I might even take it to like Fox Raceway. They have a pit bike track that they let Surons ride on and stuff.
Okay.
And if I'm there, might as well bring an EUC too, right? Sneak that thing out onto the track and see what we can do.
No, I like that whole how he's doing it with the calculating the different times and events, because you could have one bad event, but that doesn't knock you out of the competition. You can still maybe make it up. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah, like I didn't get like the top times on the short track, that little short track. I think I maybe got like 3rd or 4th or something. But then I was able to do so well in Thunderdome that my points adding up just had me win.
Nice. I dig that. That's pretty cool.
Oh my god, there's gonna be a race at the rail yard.
Uh-oh. You got the hands rubbing together, everybody.
Dude,
you're in trouble.
Well, okay. As soon as you officially call it a race, people ride different. I'm just saying, you're not going to want to miss the race at the rail yard.
I've seen them do the jumps.
Going nuts.
Because I watched the people doing the jumps through the rail yard, like the different videos they had put up. Yeah, that would be sick to watch that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm going to try to skip down. Okay, let's go. This year going to be wild and amped.
Oh yeah.
Dude, oh my God, I love to go to that too, man. I can only do a couple events, man. I have to pick and choose wisely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Easy for
that's
me because
why.
I just prioritize dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Like with you, like you said, you're gonna do your events this year in the States. That's pretty awesome. Me, I thought about it, but it's like I really I want to do something different. So like the Malaysia thing, it's like it's right there in my head, dude.
See,
Because
I
it's
can
just
only
so
do
many.
one. I could only do
Yeah.
one. It would either be the Malaysia or it would be Amped. I can't do both.
Yeah.
And I would love to go support Seth and them at Amped.
I'm gonna start trying to put the word out for the race at the rail yard thing. It's like a speed and style kind of race. That's gonna be awesome. People gotta get their style locked in so they can throw down.
Dude, that'd be like
You gotta be prepared for that.
yeah, that would be sick, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tight.
Let me know if you can hear my dog.
Oh, that's a dog. I was like, what the heck? I'm looking around I'm looking around like, wait, is that me?
My dog thinks
It's your stomach, man. It's your stomach. You're hungry.
Oh, E-Rod Life Nico was sharing his techniques for jumping this week. Yeah, he's a good jumper too. Nico's a solid rider, man.
Oh,
Yeah, Nico was on Cobra's show.
Yeah, he was on Cobra. I watched that actually today. I watched it on the bus.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Nico's a cool kid.
Yep.
He's young too. He's like 19 years old.
Both years at Amped, I had my qualifying runs with Nico.
Nice.
Like we lined up together to go down at the same time. Like, yeah, it doesn't happen again for my third year. I don't know if I'll win. Nico has to race the qualifiers with me for me to win. It's like a voodoo thing now.
It's a ritual, huh?
Yeah, it's a ritual now.
I'm telling you, Matt Collins sick for work for Malaysia, Matt. Oh, that'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Like that'd be like EUC Olay, like Circus Olay or something.
Yeah.
What's up, Ultra Supreme? Welcome, bro. I'm trying to barrel through these things. But the conversation is so good, man. And this is what it's all about. We come here and we just share information, man. You know?
Yep.
What are we at? 2 hours and something already?
Yeah, we're at I can't see.
I'm probably gonna have to go soon because, like I said,
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting up and I gotta leave the house by like 6:30 to go meet those mountain bikers tomorrow.
No, you got to get some rest, brother. You got to get some rest, man.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be a good
Can't wait to see the
after-
footage, man. Can't wait to see the footage.
Definitely.
Hit the like button,
Have
everybody.
fun.
We're gonna start bringing this down. I want to definitely get down. I'm sorry if I skip a few of these comments. I'm gonna actually post them all up real quick. We'll make it through. Backwards was easier than forwards. Dude, I'm still
What if the
working on
wheel
going
is just
backwards.
tilted back?
And I just wanted to say, thanks, Matt, for being on the show.
100%.
What's your YouTube channel? What's it? It's TR. What is it?
TRUB.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't subscribe to Matt's channel. He's got some awesome stuff on there.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming on the show, dude. You're awesome. A lot of your tips, man, I'm gonna use them, dude, and hopefully I can get some time so I can go up there and you can show me some tricks, man.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it before we started streaming, but yeah, that overspin when you're jumping, that tip to pull your toes up, use your toes to just pull away from the pedal and up into your pads, and it'll stop that overspin when you're in the air.
All right. Hell yeah.
Mr. Euc, sorry for the late call. Thank you, sir, for joining us. A legend in the house, Mr. Stride. Okay, so he's asking about the Aero and the V14. I just think they're two different wheels. Yeah, the V14 to me.
V14 is comparable to the Extreme.
Extreme, the Patent.
The Aero. Yeah, the Patent.
Yeah, the V14's I call that like a little Tasmanian devil of a wheel.
Commander Mania.
That's a nasty wheel, man. Especially trails too.
I've seen
Yeah,
people going up like walls, like the off-roading stuff that you do, but they're going up like straight up like some crazy wall, just ripping it all the way up. I'm like, damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
I
think
want to ride one so bad. I do. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah,
Maybe
dude, I
it's
think
the emotion.
100%. I think the V14 is more versatile than Arrow. Arrow's a grab and go wheel. It's going to be the king of the grab and go for now. But if you want something that's more versatile, where you could take it and rip it on the street, rip it on the trail, and you want that power, the V14 is the way to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You're not, dude.
I price wise though, you know what I mean?
Well,
that's why they're two
It's
different
like the
categories.
V14. It's like $3,400, dude.
Yeah, but
can do
again,
more.
Like there's so many other wheels you can get. I'd rather get a patent.
Isn't that In Motion's thing though? They're kind of charged like a lot more because it's safer or something.
Yeah.
I think that is the only, if I had to pick out anything on the Arrow right now that stands out to me as being like its weak point, is the top end speed.
Yeah.
If you're even if you're a heavier rider, like you might want to cap it at like 28, maybe 30. That's on a full battery.
I'm not taking it over 30. Remember I told you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard because I'm so used to the damn Master, you know?
Dude,
so but I'll
let
get
us
it.
know. I think you're gonna be riding the beeps a lot on that wheel though. That's the only
I am.
Yeah.
It's got a loud beeper, which is a good thing. So, and I'm always geared up. So, I mean, you know what I mean? I should be fine.
He's ready to go ride that thing right now. Where is it?
Right now, it's in LA.
Dang.
It's gonna get shipped. You want to do a review?
George, what's happening, brother?
Like Monday when you got to go back to work or something, it's gonna get.
Yeah, I should just call Rob. Be like, hey,
yeah.
No, I'm just gonna be patient. You know, I would have been nice, but I'm just gonna be patient. I've waited over a month and something for it, right? So, yeah.
George is in the house. What's up, George? Talking about the Abrams, giving it love. Rode the Sherman S for 45 miles today. Good. That's a good ride there.
Padsless. They should have padsless races.
Oh, they should do.
Yeah,
just as like a sideshow event kind of thing.
They should do.
You know what I've said before?
Racing.
Matt, I've said that they should have races with the same exact wheel. Like, let's say no, like I have a Master V4, he has a Master V4, we all have Master V4s.
Yeah.
Like, then you're really seeing, you know, the rider there, dude. Because, like,
unfortunately, you'd also have to have weight classes for that too.
Yeah, weight classes.
A big factor.
Yep.
You all have the same power of an electrical vehicle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, they dropped the price.
We just got to grow. We just got to keep growing the community, and then we'll be able to have more specialized.
Or maybe just put it as volts. You know, like 168 volt class, 134 volt class. You know,
just right now we wouldn't have enough racers.
Oh no, we don't have enough people yet.
Oh yeah,
we just gotta have more people, and then we can start having more.
That's a fact.
Well, you've seen the Olympics, right? The one that Sensei put up with the Olympic guy, the camera guy. Filming the guy. That was badass.
That was awesome.
I have a gimbal and stuff. I've been like thinking about like maybe after this race season or something. I really want to get into trying to make like, you know, videos like old school snowboarding and skateboarding and mountain biking videos. But it's like trying to learn a whole new hobby right now, trying to learn camera stuff. So it's gonna be wild.
Dude. Oh, yeah. George is saying the V14 now is at $2,900.
Yeah, it took them forever to lower the price, but that's because they got that little sale right now. But you know what? They keep advertising. I don't know why they keep doing that. I would not do that. I would wait till it happened. They're like, hey, prices will increase soon.
They're just trying to get people to buy.
Yeah, that's like
little battery races. Willie Brady's funny.
Or do like what Rod said. A bunch of I think he does those rides where everybody brings their M10.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh yeah, they do that. Yeah. And, let's have some M10 races, man.
50% or less. And we have made it to the end of the questions, and we're going to start bringing this straight to an end. A big thank you to
Thanks,
Matt,
man.
aka TRUB, dude. Love your channel. And when this
Thanks.
goes up, I'll make sure to link, your channels and all that stuff in there. It'll be down in the description. Highly appreciate you for coming on. Again, love your channel, love your content. Good luck with all your races, whatever you're doing this year.
Good luck, brother,
Hopefully
for sure.
we get to see you at something. I'm done running my mouth. Mikey, anything you want to say before we go?
Hey, man, hey, I appreciate you. One of your biggest fans. I wish you the best. I hope you win. Just keep throwing those videos up, man, because they keep my eyes locked in there, man. Hope to see that video tomorrow, what you're gonna go do tomorrow, and have fun tomorrow, man. Enjoy life, brother.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, guys, for giving me the opportunity to come on here and talk to you all, answer anyone's questions and stuff. I'll keep the content rolling and keep trying to push my boundaries, further, do cooler stuff, bigger jumps.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man, for coming on.
Thanks.
Again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I love doing this. Again, love you guys. Remember, you get on your wheel, you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there, but you ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei, your
Green Master Mike.
TRUB.
That's it, everybody. Hello, good night, and enjoy your weekend. Get out there and ride. Teach someone how to ride. Have a good night, everybody.